What is up, everybody? Hello, it's a Monday evening. It's hot. There are books to talk about. There are friendships to be celebrated, and Charles isn't here. I'm just kidding. I'm pretty sad about that. But I'm happy you're here. I'm happy to talk all about some of our favorite and not favorite books tonight. It's going to be a hoot and a half. And before any of that happens, the man of the hour, the man behind the keys, the man with the key to my heart at least, it's time for Wes to punch it. Barbie, it's me! Hey everyone, welcome to the Living Force, a UTD Network podcast all about Star Wars books in my Mojo Dojo Casa House. I'm one of your hosts, Eric Eiler Ken, and joining me is a lovely host of characters, and starting off with Dr. Barbie Hilton. Hi, Barbie!
I do not know how the hell you hit so many references in that intro. That was pretty impressive. Yes, I saw Barbie today with my wife. I'm still wearing my outfit. I thought you guys would appreciate it. This is one of my
awesome.
More stylish shirts. I did my hair nice. You know, I kind of put myself together for once. Listen, Barbie is phenomenal. The movie was 10 out of 10. I cannot believe how freaking good it was. Like, I don't think I nearly expected it to be quite as existential as it was. But like, I was in tears multiple times. I feel like I just watched Soul. If you guys have seen that movie.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, is this what it means to be human? Is to feel? Like, it messed me up, dude. I'm still like thinking about it. I kind of want to see it again. I can't believe how good it was.
Oh my God, completely agree. I did the full Barbenheimer this weekend myself, and it learned so much about myself and humanity and life, and I'm excited to talk a lot about it with you guys, but of course, not without Mr. Wes Jenkins. Hey, Wes!
Hey, I did not see Barbie, y'all, and I'm probably not going to. I apologize.
We'll do it on our trip later this year. We're going to watch it with you. It's going to be great.
You just strap me down like in a Clockwork Orange and make me watch it with my eyeballs open.
Absolutely.
No, but I missed out on Oppenheimer. I think we're probably going to go try to check that out this week. I saw a meme today of the kid that said he just got done watching Oppenheimer. He's like, oh, it's all right. Not too good, not too bad. And he's like completely burnt to a crisp red after like being outside or whatever for too long and falling asleep. So I kind of sympathize with that guy because that's how I feel. And that's kind of what I look like minus the shirt.
Oh, yeah. Well, I think you're not burned yet. Anyone that's not watching video, both Wes and Corey look great. And you know what? I bet all y'all look great. All y'all listening and watching this show. Hope you're doing lovely. I hope you got to do Barbie or Oppenheimer this weekend. Seriously, like all memes, whatever aside, like Barbie is now the 4th highest grossing domestic weekend ever. And like all that aside, they're both, truly 2 10 out of 10 films. Like really, and I will say, as 3 dudes on this show, like the memes or whatever of dudes not being for Barbie, if you're a dude and you want to learn more about like just what it is to be in touch with yourself and learn more about what the women in your life go through and just the world, Barbie does a lot, man. Like it really shows you a ton.
I know.
And Oppenheimer will make you realize that, oh right, humans really are the worst of all. And anyway, can't wait for the Oscars because both these movies were sensational. Yeah, we are not getting paid. Just say it's just amazing.
I know there are so many people in. There were so many people in Barbie too. I don't think I expected so many cameos.
Oh yeah, it was wonderful. Huge cameos in Barbie. I think between Oppenheimer and Barbie, all of Hollywood was in them, if you combine them together. So, great time with that. I also want to share something with you guys that I really enjoyed this week. I got some book mail. Those of you watching on video might notice I got some Star Wars book mail, including Tales of Light and Life, which is the upcoming technically young adult short story collection from the High Republic. This is coming out wide in August, and I did hear they moved the audiobook or the ebook or audiobook date forward as well. So that whole thing we were mad about a couple weeks ago, it's fine. Everyone will get this in August. I'm really, really excited to see this. And I also received this book that I'm not going to read for like 3 months, which is Crimson Climb, the upcoming novel from E.K. Johnston about Kira, which I'm very excited for. Of course, the utini.com release calendar has all of these. But fellas, that is not the most exciting book mail I got of the week. Would you like to know what it is?
It's a Sanderson novel, isn't it?
No. It is a Sanderson, not a full novel. It is a dust jacket collection for the Stormlight Archive. I have those first 4 books, but I found this place in Ireland that makes custom dust jackets for places, and they sold these for a very reasonable price. They're called Kraken Books, # not a sponsor. This is what my dust jacket for Words of Radiance looks like. It's gold embossed. This is the side of it, and when you put all 4 books together, they do one united image of this scene.
It's pretty rad.
So yeah, for all the Sanderson fans out there, this is what my books look like now. I am currently 680 pages through.
How did you read so much of that book? Didn't you just get it?
I got it less than 2 weeks ago. I was up till 2 a.m. last night. Don't recommend that in your 30s, folks. You can't do it anymore. Don't listen to your body that wants to stay up. And then I've been audio listening, like when I'm washing dishes, walking the dog.
Yeah, it's one of those books for you where you can't stop. You have to just keep going with it. Yeah,
so good.
That. I looked at the Sanderson novels today when we were at Barnes & Noble, and I was like, man, these covers are bad.
They're not the best in the world.
Really
Which is why I like these.
What do the original covers look like, Eric?
Hold on. I'll get them. Wes, vamp for a second while I go get them.
So
they look pretty classic.
If you go out into the sun, I recommend sunscreen. And then if you're out there longer than an hour, I recommend putting it on again. Eric,
great job, Wes. Anyway, so these are the original dust jackets. So this is the Way of Kings. They were like very classic fantasy covers, right? So you have like that. Then you have like, it's like a character in the foreground with like swirling winds in the background and like stuff like that. So like they're not bad. A lot of folks actually really love these, and I think they're like well done technically. But these other ones, I'm a big fan of the exclusive covers. Like with Star Wars books, that's been really good. And these ones, the fact that now the spines actually make a picture, I love that because I don't want to look on my shelf and just see like title, author name, a little color, title, author name, a little color. You know, have some fun with it. So that was my week. I saw a lot of movies. I read a lot of books. I'm very tired, which is why I'm drinking a Mountain Dew without sugar because Corey bullied me. What else were you guys up to this week?
Listen, it's for your own freaking good. It's your metabolic health and preventing you from having diabetes. All right, that's what we're doing.
I appreciate you. It's a work investment to make sure that I live long enough to make stuff together.
Listen, there's so much sugar in Coke and Mountain Dew. I explained this to Eric earlier. A single tablespoon of sugar has 4 grams of sugar in it. A full teaspoon, right?
Yep.
Coca-Cola has 44 grams of sugar in it, and Mountain Dew does as well. So basically, it's a drink, and you put 1, 2, 3, 11 spoonfuls of sugar. That is how much
makes the medicine go down. The medicine go down.
I literally stopped drinking all soda when I learned that fact. Eric was not fazed by that, but
there you go.
I stopped. I don't think I've had a regular soda in like 8 years.
Yeah, Baja Blast, 0 sugar, 0 sugar. I got it on sale at Harris Teeter this weekend. Thank you, e-coupons.
They're like a what's that little logo on the outside of cigarettes? It's like they cause cancer or something.
Surgeon General warning.
0 warnings.
Surgeon General warning. There you go.
For your soda.
We need them. We need them. We do not have them.
I know.
But Wes, did you talk about? Wait, I'm looking at our outline here. Behind the scenes, folks. This isn't all off the cuff. You float down a river?
I did.
Were you in a river?
Yes. Okay. Let's talk about that. So
I want to know.
People in Texas and some people that are not in Texas like to travel to Texas to spend their afternoons and mornings, sometimes in the evening, getting in an inner tube and floating down a river, much like a lazy river. If you've ever been to a water park, this is a more outdoorsy country version. And depending on how fast the river is flowing, you can be out there for anywhere between 4 and 6 hours. But you have some good tunes, good friends, lots of libations or water if you prefer, and you just float.
Sounds great.
If you get
I know I'm in my 30s. That sounds amazing.
if you get too hot, you just jump in the water and then you get back on your tube. Sometimes you can't get back on your tube because you're a little loopy, but it's usually never too deep to where you can't touch the bottom in certain places. But there's rapids and there's like, some small like lazy stretches, and there's some where you just like you're rocking up and down, and then you're yelling at people next to you, and you run into a group of people who have stalled on the side of the shore or whatever, and then you post up, yell at people, meet new friends, meet enemies, whatever you want to do. So it's it's a good time. And I got burnt. I got super burnt because I'm super white, and that's
you spend so much time outside that I feel like you should.
But with a
fix that
shirt
by
on.
now.
But with a shirt on, that's the thing.
Well, fix that, Wes. Let
Listen,
it flow.
After we went to Hawaii, we switched to like that mineral based, like zinc based sunscreen. This stuff was amazing. Have you guys used that crap? It's like so
Zinc
much.
sunscreen?
It's so much better than like regular. It doesn't feel as oily and greasy, and like it feels more like natural on your skin. It's a little pricier, but like because they won't let you can't use normal sunscreen in Hawaii. It's like it's illegal to sell it.
Oh.
You only use like reef safe
Zinc.
sunscreen.
Oh, right.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
Yeah, so they use like the zinc stuff, and
Yeah.
like since we went on that trip, we've been using that at home. I was like,
Yeah.
it's a game changer, man. It doesn't feel like you're
Yeah.
wearing sunscreen. It's really nice, but it does make you really pasty white. It doesn't blend into your skin the way that regular
You're
sunscreen-
wearing it because you're wearing
Yeah,
zinc.
it looks like
I take that in the morning. I'll put it on my
lifeguard.
skin.
So I
Yeah, exactly.
I reapplied like 3 hours in, and I used Bethany's zinc sunscreen. It's probably like hella expensive, and I used a lot lot, like too much.
God.
Whereas like because that stuff's probably like
Well, it
$20 to the $2. So.
Yeah, exactly. It's more
Yeah.
expensive, but it's better. Yeah.
Well, you're
I
still
didn't,
looking good.
Thanks.
Yeah, I didn't really do much this week. I just got off work myself. I've been in the hospital all week, so it's been a pretty boring one. But yeah, we saw Barbie today, so I don't know if I'm going to see Oppenheimer. It is my style of film, I think, but I don't think I'm going to see it in theaters. I'm going to wait.
I will say, and I love movie theaters, and I admit that that's like my preferred place. I know some folks like to watch at home. I know Corey, especially you love watching a lot of stuff at home. Oppenheimer is the loudest, most rumbly movie I've maybe ever seen, to the point where, like, weirdly, more so than any Star Wars or Marvel movie I've seen, that is a theater experience. So if you want to watch it at all, I say try the theater if you got some time, because if you wait for it to get home, and Ludwig Göransson, our Star Wars composer, he does the score for it. I think I saw there was a song in the movie that someone said changes tempo 21 times.
Holy smokes.
It's a feat. So, again, do what you want to do. You got your days off. I'm so glad you got this week to
I might
chill
do
a
it.
little. But it's a good time. Go see like an 8 a.m. matinee of Oppenheimer.
Oh my god.
Start your day. Have a black coffee.
Listen, I bought a tall boy at the movie theater today. That was kind of fun. So
Yeah. I also like a $17 beer.
Yeah.
I know. It wasn't. I think it was $10, surprisingly, which is
Well, that's
not
not bad.
bad.
That's not bad for a tall boy at the movie theater.
Stadium beer, basically.
Yeah.
So.
Well, that was the problem. When I went into Oppenheimer, I went by myself, so it means I didn't have Charlie carrying her bag, so I couldn't sneak any of my drinks into the
that's the
theater.
worst,
I had to
right?
buy a soda.
I haven't eaten anything today except for popcorn, though. Literally, it's the only thing.
Oh,
I've had all
we're gonna get
freaking
nuts.
day. Because we ate like 2 giant, large popcorns. I mean, 2 of them.
Good.
I got a refill. We ate it all the way to the
During
bottom.
Barbie too. That's
Yes,
not
in Barbie.
It's a
I
2-hour
know.
movie.
Yeah, it was a lot. It was a lot. I'm pretty sure I spent like $50 on freaking food and drink at the movie theater today. It was ridiculous.
The people
I
next
love
to
it.
you are like, they haven't stopped crunching, and I cannot get
know.
into the movie.
Are they okay?
It was a pretty empty theater, surprisingly, but it was a matinee. It was like
Yeah.
2 o'clock or something like that.
Weekday matinees.
Yeah.
I am become popcorn, the bringer of death. That's the other one.
Filled on my teeth. I've already flossed twice, so yeah.
Can't do it.
Don't lie
Can't do
to
it.
us. Don't lie to everybody.
Okay, I didn't use regular floss, but I have a water pick, and I use that. So
I was saying,
that
use
counts.
like zinc floss. Is that the only kind of floss that's allowed over there?
It's a little mini pressure washer for your gums. That's what it is.
I need one of those.
Yeah, they
Really
make you
good.
clean.
Yeah.
They make you feel good, which is exactly how our Patreon community makes me feel. They make me clean and feel good. Thank you to everybody over on Patreon. We actually got a really nice message from one of our new Jedi Head Council patrons, Ray, this week. Been talking to Corey and Charles about some work stuff. It was very sweet. We love all those messages. Thank you to everyone over there. Keep your eyes peeled for all our new stuff that's coming over at patreon.com/utini. Now, we have one kind of multifaceted story that, of course, deserves its own drop in the Star Wars Weekly Roundup.
It's the Star Wars Weekly Roundup.
All right, this week was San Diego Comic-Con. A little bit of an odd one because in solidarity with the SAG and WGA strike, there were no movie or TV things at San Diego Comic-Con. So it was about, oh my God, the comics at Comic-Con.
Comic-Con?
And
Can't
books.
imagine.
Get the hell
I
out
know.
of here.
Follow me on this. It was great. It was funny. I followed some folks that were at the show, and it was crowded as it usually is, but there was a lot of like, I got to meet this writer and this author. Oh, cool. Like book panels and comic panels got a lot of promo, and it was great. Of course, though, there was one panel above all that we were all very interested in, which was the 2023 Lucasfilm Publishing panel. Now, before we get too far ahead, guys, was there anything new revealed?
Not a damn thing.
I don't know.
Absolutely not.
Not
Yeah.
a damn thing. Yeah,
I
which
forget
is a
this
little,
show is how
which-
Wes gets news.
Oh yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I have to say, a lot of us actually at Utini were fairly disappointed with that, considering
Mhm.
they literally said the words "just wait for Comic-Con" like 10 times during the publishing panel at Celebration this year. So I'm sure some things changed, but like you got to measure your marketing a little better if you're
Yeah.
if things change, and don't say that.
Did we
Don't
get
say
new
that there are
images at
reveals
least?
planned.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, we
So
got cover. We have cover reveals.
Yeah,
but
so that's what
no
we're gonna go
projects
over
announced
today.
or anything.
Lie to
Yeah.
us.
Yeah, that's the thing, is that Comic-Con, I think in the past, we've used it to like announce the non-High Republic books, because as of right now, the only adult novels we know that are coming are High Republic based. Yes, we just got Rise of the Red Blade last week, review on the website and the YouTube channel, but it would be nice to know what's coming down the pipe. That being said, we did get some cool new covers, mostly for a lot of comics. So we just wanted to show you guys some of those on the show tonight and just kind of go through some of them if you missed them. The first being this lovely cover for Shadows of Starlight #2. This is the miniseries Charles Soule is doing that takes place in the year between Phase 1 and Phase 3. Shows Elzar Mann and Starlight Beacon behind him. And this is the joke I borrowed from our buddy Jacob. If you look real close, you can see Stellan. Look, Stellan's in the picture.
Oh.
Do you see him? Is he?
He's
Isn't
in a
he
few
there?
different. He's in a few different pieces. Someone's in the top right. Someone's in the bottom.
Half of him's on a different variant.
That's
So
terrible.
yeah, this is great. It's a great Phil Noto cover. I love business face Elzar Mann. Like, I'm really angry. I'm gonna kill some people.
He looks so old,
of
dude.
drama.
In this drawing,
He
looks
does.
old. He looks old.
Looks
like
aged.
He looks like Qui-Gon a little bit, I think.
Yeah, I like that. So that's coming up, of course, later in the year. And then we got the image for the first issue of the High Republic Volume 3 with Jedi Master Keeve Trennis looking dope. Any fans of the
shit,
comic
too.
series will know this is a callback to the issue 1 of the first run and then the last issue of the first run. Yeah, looks cool. I
Yeah,
like
that
it.
Ship looks cool. Looks like a Star
Yeah.
Wars RPG ship. Looks
Yeah.
like a
Mhm.
Molitor.
Yeah,
If you
and
want.
it does look like the Molitor a little bit. And yeah, Stephanie, we got Lorna D on there, and then Sarah or Tarek, I forget which one. And I do believe the ship is called the Stellan, if I remember, or the Geos. I think it's called the Geos, if I remember
Geos.
correctly. If I remember correctly.
Interesting.
And then we got this weird cover
Okay.
with the Leveler, and this creepy dude in the front, who I think is from a new cult. Because guess what? We always need new cults in the High Republic, right? I
They're
think
always
they're the
forming.
Children of the Storm or something like that, I think they said. I don't know. He's got a claw hand and a weird mask.
Yeah, it looks like a
He doesn't look like he does enough meth for me, though. I want my methy Niall back.
it looks like a
You know?
like a backup member to Slipknot or something.
Oh my
does.
god, he's the guy that just hits the drum with the thing. Good, psychosocial. Yeah.
Exactly.
Shout out to Psychosocial by Slipknot, the song from 2008.
Not a sponsor.
Not
No,
a-
hashtag not a sponsor yet. Slipknot.
Oh man, that's pretty good.
So that was pretty great. And then, of course, similar to the High Republic comic, we got the High Republic Adventures coming back with the OG team. We
Great
got,
cover.
of course, great cover. This is, I think that's Zine in Court. who lost his mask, and I think DJO said has now become a man essentially in the year since.
Very good.
We'll see what that means. I don't know if that's a different kind of comic.
It looks like that droid that's on the right there looks like one of the nose droids that like Jar Jar Binks fights with a lot.
Hit
Looks
the
like one of those.
nose!
Yeah, I don't know what those are called. Looks
Pit
like one of
droids.
those droids.
Pit droids,
Yeah, yeah. He looks like
Yeah.
a pit droid. He's got a freaking circular saw in his hand.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell is that all about?
Is this
I dig
Magneto's
him.
mask in the back? Is that what that is?
Yeah, I was thinking, I
We're
was gonna
finally
say
getting
that-
the X-Men crossover.
I know. It straight up looks like Magneto's mask.
It totally does. Oh
100%.
my god. I
Yeah.
cannot see that now. God dang it. And then, of course, the one below it that we saw more Zine and Quartz. So fans of them are going to be very happy. And then in the next phase, we got our middle grade novel. They got some art. Escape from Valo. The Ram Jamaram and some other folks we don't know. Someone asked DJO on Twitter. We don't know some of these folks. But DJO and Alyssa Wong are co-writing this book. It looks like the other ones,
It does.
which is good.
It does look like.
I mean, it's part of a series. You know, if you
Well-
like those, you like this. You know, it's cute.
Interesting marketing for these like young reader books because like
Yeah.
they can't follow the rest of the High Republic. So I'm not really
They're
sure how
all
this
different.
works. I guess that there's only two ways that kids would read these. One, they're just Star Wars fans and their parents are like, okay, look, here's a cool book. It says Star Wars on it. Or two, their parents are reading the High Republic and they're like, hey, here's something for you
Yeah.
to like. This is new Al. But otherwise, who the hell do they sell this to? Because nobody else knows what the High Republic is. So
Yeah. I want
don't
to see
know.
the numbers.
Interesting.
I
Yeah,
want to
like
see the math.
Yeah, it'd be interesting.
You
to
got to
see
put
that.
them in
Yeah.
the right placement on the shelf, like cereal. You know, they put
Yeah,
the
exactly.
the crazy cereal boxes like,
Yep.
and then on the
Uh-huh.
second and third shelf, just in children's eye
right.
range or whatever.
Ones that
So-
cause diabetes are in the middle. That's right.
Diabetes. And then the last High Republic cover we got is for the YA novel coming out from Tessa Gradden and Justina Ireland. Defy the Storm. This is Vernestra Rowe, Jordana Starkburn, and Avon Staros from Justina's previous work, Surrounded by a Ton of Nile. Great. This is what I
Yes.
want.
I like
This
this.
is a dope cover.
the
This
thing.
is one of my favorite covers, maybe ever.
Yeah, it's
Like,
really good.
It is such a good cover. It looks like an old Legends book, straight up. Like, doesn't
Ooh,
it?
absolutely.
Yeah, dude.
Absolutely it
looks
does.
like a Legends book for sure. It's really
Yeah.
cool. Yeah. It's basically, if you guys, I know we have a lot of audio listeners that when we talk about covers and stuff,
Yep.
they're always like, what are you looking at? I know this is gonna be really annoying, but if you can imagine that famous poster that I can't remember what artist it is, but that drew all those Star Wars characters, and there's like 500 Star Wars characters in the poster.
Oh,
if you've
yes,
ever seen
yes.
that. It's really famous. Like, it's been around for
Mhm.
like 20 years. This looks like that, except it's Nihil, and it's only like,
Mhm.
I don't know, 25 people on there or something like that. But they
Yeah.
look like old bounty hunters from like the Legends era, I think. So
Yeah.
it's cool.
Definite
That one,
inspiration
the guy,
from
the
that.
guy on the left there looks like a Tusken Raider, like next to the.
Ooh, totally does. Yeah, with the yeah, can't be, but yes,
Is it-
because the
Is it a
bandage
Tusken?
is
Now I'm looking at it. Actually, like
yeah, I didn't think about it before. Enhance.
maybe it is
Oh,
a
I see.
Tusken.
Yeah, yeah,
Actually,
yeah.
It
I can
straight up
see
looks
it.
like a Tusken Raider. I don't know. That would be crazy.
Then we
if that
also
was
have
Nihil.
Drax, Dave Batista, right there on the,
I was
in the
gonna say
middle
it's
right.
absolutely Drax up front.
Drax up front. For sure. For sure.
Yeah. And that's coming out, of course, then later. I believe that's coming out in the spring, if I remember correctly. Then we got a lot of we got some interior art for the character encyclopedia of the High Republic that's coming out later. So go to StarWars.com. You can check out some of these double spreads, which were very fun. We got some comic pages, just a lot of like interior things for things we knew were coming. But if you're a kind of person that likes a bunch of previews, you can get a lot of those, including the Dark Droids event. We got R2 and Chopper having a conversation in one of the panels. But then all the way at the bottom of this article StarWars.com put out, there is the cover for the Dawn of Rebellion visual guide. This is a Pablo Hidalgo and Emily Shkukani reference book. Old school, like this is the Rebellion. This is the stuff we got. Cassian Andor and Obi-Wan on the cover. But most importantly, Wes, can you look at the second full-length spread below the cover? House Organa, baby!
I know.
Organa.
House Organa.
Bail
Zoom, zoom.
Prestor Organa is in this book, so you must buy it. I don't make the rules, except I do. You must. Oh, he's so regal.
I haven't bought one of these encyclopedias, I don't think, since the Rise of Skywalker one. I bought that one because it had some extra stuff in it. Remember?
Same. Yeah.
Oh yeah, the Revan squadron and stuff. Remember the Sith Eternal Troopers?
There's a bunch of stuff that didn't make it into the film was in the encyclopedia, which is usually how these are. But
who'd have thunk?
It's pretty good. These are fun books. I usually look at them like twice, and then I never open them ever again.
Look great on a shelf. They look great on a shelf.
They look do they though? Because they're so weirdly shaped. So I don't know.
No, they
if
look pretty
actually
lame on a
do.
shelf. I gotta find a better way.
Yeah, none of them are real uniform. I have like basically what we're doing today. I have a tier of books that go up and down, up and down, and up and up and up and down. Like it looks like I need a slinky for those books, so I could just take the steps all the way down.
Yeah, for sure.
Consistency is all we ask. That's all I'm saying. But of course, this book and all the books we talked about are all on the Utini.com release schedule. Go check those out and make sure you get your pre-orders in for everything coming out, coming up here. Also, one thing I wanted to mention, if you missed it on this very podcast feed, if you're listening to us in audio, I got to talk to Delilah S. Dawson last week. She was amazing. We released that along with last week's episode of The Living Force, so go ahead and check in that audio feed. We talked about her writing process. We talked a lot about Iskat Akaris in Rise of the Red Blade. No spoilers there, but it was a really cool conversation where she kind of talked about how Iskat uses violence kind of as her flow state and how Delilah kind of uses that with writing and her history with art. And if you're ever... And violence, yeah. So
she uses violence.
She uses violence. I mean, she wrote a book called The Violence.
Writing.
Yeah, she's killed many people. That's actually what happened to Chuck Wendig, is that she killed him and used his sacrifice. They're friends. They're friends. But yeah, go check that out. She was delightful. And make sure you get your Inquisitor Rise the Red Blade ready, because we're going to be talking about that. He pulls up the calendar in 3 weeks, ideally 3 or 4 weeks, the 14th to the 21st. We'll keep you posted on how that works. But tonight is not about Rise the Red Blade. It's about every other canon book there is, because y'all, Charles isn't here, so it's time for us to have fun. That's not true. We love you, Charles. we miss you, buddy.
Holy crap.
We miss you. We hope you're doing well, buddy. But tonight we're going to do a tier ranking. Corey doesn't. There's going to be one doctor. That's
I'm
what you've
actually
always
glad
said.
you're gone, actually.
Speak on it. Speak truth to power.
let us know.
Power is Charles.
Go ahead, Corey. Why do you don't want Charles to be here?
Take back what I said.
Oh, and he caves. Oh. But tonight we decided it would be fun if we just kind of looked back at all these Star Wars books that we've read and many that we haven't, and do a good old-fashioned tier ranking. If you've been on the internet for 5 seconds, you know what these are. They're lists that folks make of like images and categories and ideas, and we're going to have different groupings. And the three of us will be the defining consensus on what books are good and what books are not.
Yes,
and that's
okay.
it.
Before we do this, I have to get this out because I always complain about this every single time I see these videos or whatever.
Amazing.
These discussions.
Yep.
The colors in the ranking system are freaking backwards every single time. It's so stupid. Like, why is the top tier red and the bottom tier blue? It's wrong. That is wrong. Red is bad. It's what it always is like
hot.
that.
Red is hot.
Burning hot.
It's hot.
Hot, yeah, but it's so backwards.
And blue is ice cold. Ice cold. Or it could be super hot. I mean, touch the blue of the flag. You know, whatever. It could be anything.
Well, Wes, since you understand it, can you walk through our visual and our audio listeners, what are the ranks of tiers we're going to be using to go through the entirety of Star Wars canon tonight?
Okay, so there is a what is this? 7, 8
tier maker.
Okay, so you say 8. There's 8, but it's really 7. So there's 8 tiers, and we're starting with S plus tier. When you say something is S tier, it means that it is the ultimate. So we have S plus tier,
ultimate plus extreme greatness of awesome.
S tier should be the final, but we have an S plus tier. S plus tier, S tier, then A, B, C, D, no E, the F tier, and then haven't read. So there's a couple on here.
Did you guys get E's in school? We got E's in school because they thought F's were bad for psychology. Did you get that?
What the hell? No, I didn't get that.
I went to a charter school.
F's.
Like, you know, I was precious and I was unique and I was
It
advanced.
explains a lot about you, Eric, actually.
Yeah. I didn't pay for it though. It was a publicly funded charter school, but yeah, no, I did They have like solar power at their middle school and stuff now. It's a whole thing. So I didn't get
Instead of
F's. I
an
just got
F,
E's.
they gave you E's?
Oh yeah, and they didn't write in red pen
Hate
either.
that. I hate that so much.
But then whenever I proofread my colleagues in school, I only used red because I wanted them to know when they messed up.
And then
Okay.
somebody has never forgotten that either. It's just burning in their
no.
soul. Okay.
Yeah, sorry,
So-
Olivia.
This is one of those classic. The website is Tiermaker, right? If you guys have ever seen this
Yes,
before.
tiermaker.com.
Yeah, and we found this pre-made too. So we're not actually going to do all the books that are listed in here because some of them are like for like the young readers and stuff.
Yep,
and
we haven't read 'em.
We already collectively said that none of us have read any of them, so we're not going to do those. We're just going to do like maybe the occasional young reader book. There's one or two in here that technically count.
We'll
but,
see.
yeah.
We're gonna go chronological, and West is in control. Also, this only goes up through convergence. So anything past that, why didn't you put this in the Tiermaker? That's not what you sound like. I'm sorry. Whoever
Because
you
we
are.
used one that was
Profiling.
pre-made because we're lazy. That's why.
Make us a new one. But West, start us off the beginning of Canon, and we're gonna, again, everything else on utini.com is null and void after this. None of the other rankings matter after this episode officially, right, guys?
That's right. We're gonna change everything. All those rankings and stuff. We're gonna change it all. Actually.
All
to
right,
this.
let's see how this goes.
Are we looking at...
And in the chat, let us know when we're wrong.
Okay, yeah. Are we looking at like literally the beginning of Canon to the very end of Canon? How this
Yeah.
is?
Yeah, it
Okay.
doesn't
Yeah, man.
seem like
It
that
doesn't
much,
really.
right?
It really doesn't.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like there are how many rows are there? So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8 and 4, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, well 12 times that's a lot. All right, times 8. Yeah, that's a decent amount. But I don't know, just looking at it like this, like these are all the Canon books that have been written. It feels very small.
Yeah.
Actually.
Until you realize that each of them represent, some of them represent like 300, 400 pages.
Still.
Yes.
That's fair.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, let's do this.
So first is, if you've read it, I have not. How we rank this, I'm not too sure. But if you're a big Rebels fan, Rebels started like pretty much just started the Canon rocket ship. So we got Star Wars Rebels, Ezra's Gamble. Have y'all read this
No.
book?
I've not
No,
read any of the
I've read none of the Rebels. Can we immediately get rid of all the Rebels? Which I will say, our
Well-
team, the Utini team, while Wes puts
that
all of them in haven't read.
What about A New
that
Dawn?
one.
No one's read A New Dawn?
New Dawn, we're
No,
gonna come
I
back
said
to.
no.
Okay,
just
okay,
just
okay,
the just
okay,
the
okay,
Rebels,
okay,
like the ones that have the
Rebels,
Rebels logo and the
Young
reading of all
Raiders,
those.
yeah,
I got you.
Our team loves Servants of the Empire.
They
that
do.
series.
Why are they so obsessed with it? Explain that joke to me, Eric. Because our
No,
team
it's not a
freaking
joke.
loves
That's the
it.
thing. It's just good. It's purely just a really good book. Everyone
joke,
from
no joke.
Trev to Jared to Timothy to JG, everyone that has read the Servants of the Empire middle grade Rebels books thinks they're very good. So I admit we probably all whiffed on that.
Interesting.
Moving
Maybe
on,
we
though.
should pick that one up. That should be the goal. Is all of us should find one book that we haven't read
Oh,
read
that
together.
we should read. Yeah,
that's
yeah.
interesting, Stephanie. You say you're hunting for a copy. Is it hard to come by? Is this
Oh yeah,
like-
these weren't printed like at all. It was beginning of Canon.
No kidding.
wanted them?
Okay. Well, now
Interesting.
people want them.
There we
Now
go.
I'm talking about it.
Earth
They're-
Empire and Adventure Wall Space. Okay, interesting.
Okay.
All right. What else we got?
New
All right.
Dawn is the first one. This one
New
was
Dawn.
famous because it was like it was written during Legends and was supposed to be Legends,
Yep.
but then everything changed. Like this is that book by John
See.
Jackson Miller, right? Isn't that who wrote this one? No.
Yep, John Jack.
Yes,
yeah,
it
John
is
Jackson
John
Miller.
Jack Miller, yeah.
Yep. I put it in a C.
I greatly dislike this book actually.
Ooh.
Greatly dislike.
You
it.
go
So
lower?
we're gonna
Put
put
a
it in
D?
the- We're putting it in the low, in the C. So C is
I thought about looking at it's green.
low mid.
Is that good or
It's
bad?
low mid. It's
Low mid.
it's
Low
low,
mid.
mid. Right now.
I could go D on this one. I didn't care for this one that much.
Yeah, I would go D on this one too. Actually, my
D.
wife actually loved this book when she listened. We first got into Star Wars books, she was listening to a lot of audiobooks. She listened to this one and she loved it. Interestingly, I
All
didn't
right.
like it, so I would say D.
Going
Wes,
hard.
have you read this one?
I have not read this one, so I really have no
Consensus.
I mean, I've heard quite a few people say it take it or leave it. So when I hear
Yeah,
take it or leave it, it's between B and C for me. But
Yeah. I'll take
it
your
feels-
and
Reddit, I'll
leave it
listen
in the
to
D
you,
tier.
but yeah, I'll
It
put
feels
it in the D
weird.
tier.
It's too meta of an experience for me because I know it was supposed to be Legends, and I don't know how much of it was changed. I think John Jackson Miller said it was pretty much done when it happened. I think he told us that in the interview. I don't know. That was a long time ago. We talked to him, so
Yeah.
no, I don't know. Anyway, All right.
D
So
tier,
Hex,
only
what
80,
do you-
only 80 to go.
Do you recall when in Rebels this was written?
It's the
prequel.
Because
prequel to
Kanan's-
Rebels.
Okay, it's prequel to. Oh, gotcha.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
it's like they're meeting. They meet in the
Gotcha.
book.
Okay.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. Not my favorite. Not my favorite. I will say one of my favorites, though.
One that is your
the next one on
favorite.
this list.
Okay, talk on this
And
because this is
this
the only
is
Star Wars
my-
book I DNF'd.
Yes, Tarkin by James Luceno. This is probably one of my hottest takes. I think on it. This is a top 5 Star Wars book for me. I think.
What? No.
Oh.
Maybe 5
Wow.
might be pushing it. It might be top 10
Wow.
actually. 6 to 10 probably is where it would fall. But I freaking loved Tarkin by James Luceno, and that is
Okay.
a controversial opinion. Actually, a lot of people really hated this book. They
Yeah.
said it was really boring.
I couldn't
Didn't
finish
like
it.
it.
I got so bored I stopped reading it.
I know.
So
Oh.
I will take it out of S tier from
So
you
we're-
because
so
of that.
S
So
from
but
him.
but since you loved it so much, I'll allow it to be in
Did
like
not
A or
finish.
B.
Didn't-
Is it because
Listen, this is-
you're a big?
I'll allow
this
you to
is,
do A. You love it a
This
lot.
is one of this is one of the books that I feel can only be done in audio. Actually.
Oh,
Okay.
fascinating. Okay, I didn't do that.
Yeah, which I think a lot of James Luceno books actually have that effect because they are very tedious reads and it feels like you're
Yes.
reading an old, this is why I like them. It feels like you're reading an old war novel. That's how it feels. They're really
Yeah.
dense and gritty but the audiobook, I listened to this, if you guys remember
My
last
dearest
year-
Governor Tarkin, we
Yeah,
are
you guys
in the
remember-
war camps waiting.
Exactly. Do you remember me
Civil War
talking about
letters.
this when I was building the camper last year or
Yes.
2 years ago, or whatever?
Yeah.
Because I was painting and I just
Yeah.
blew through a whole bunch
That's
of
right.
audiobooks and stuff.
Yep.
Remember, I did Bane, I did
Bane.
Heir to the
Did you
Empire
Plagueis?
series, and I did Plagueis, and I was like,
Yep.
after I did Plagueis, I was like, I have to have more James Luceno. Plagueis is one
Yep.
of the best books I've ever listened to, and I forgot how good it was. And anyway, Tarkin, I would put this A tier at minimum,
right.
personally.
I'm good with
Okay.
A. I'll stick with A since I.
How much?
This next one though, could
how
we
much
just go?
is- How much? Of
I know
your
what this next one's
decision-
gonna be.
How much of your decision is based off of just you liking James Luceno? Like, way
I mean, like,
more than a lot of other.
I don't know. I don't
writers,
know.
so
I mean,
good.
I'd have to. I think people largely agree that Darth Plagueis is one of the best Star Wars books ever written. Straight up.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people pretty
I
much
like
agree
it.
with that.
Yeah.
I think it's pretty hard to make the argument that the guy that has written one of the best Star Wars books ever written hasn't written other good Star Wars books.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
That makes sense.
that alone, I think, makes it sort of justifiable.
Yeah.
So
I'm also willing to give Tarkin another shot in audio specifically after this. I'm gonna give that a shot. And I also like that idea that as we go through these, there's gonna be like we've been huge proponents of format making such a difference. Like I cannot read ebooks, even though the words are the same as the physical page. I will
That's fair.
dislike a book if it's on a screen, and that's dumb.
yeah, that's fair.
But here we are.
So
This next one's an F.
Oh, already. So
We should say
preface.
what the book is, I guess, before we.
I know.
Well,
Sorry, I
yeah.
hate this book so much.
So-
I jumped ship.
Star
I jumped in.
Wars, Heir to the
Good call.
Jedi. Not a terrible cover, but
A terrible
I had
insight.
Never read.
Terrible
it.
book.
Yeah,
Heir to the
never read
Jedi
it.
is famously one of the,
F.
the worst. One of the worst canon books, I think. Maybe arguably one of the worst Star Wars books.
I mean, it sounds like it'd be a great book. Just the title alone.
This is the book.
It's
if you guys
first
have,
person.
it is first person.
Oh,
It's
damn
this
it.
book and I Jedi are the only two books written in first person. If you've heard us make the jokes about the noodles, this is the noodle book.
Noodles!
That's the
This is the
noodle
noodle
book.
book.
This is the noodle book.
Luke, like full intensity, tries to use the Force to move noodles out of his bowl, and there's a weird
Yeah.
scene about it in this book, and it's like
It's
they're like sitting at
uncomfortable.
a picnic table and they're like eating ramen noodles. That is the
Yep.
image in my mind from this scene. He's like
Yeah.
focusing really hard. I don't remember, somebody sits across from him. It might be Leia. Someone sits across from him and is like, "What the hell are you doing, bro?" And he's like, "I just can't do it." And he has this whiny
Yeah.
monologue. It's terrible.
Well,
Book is
JG makes a
bad.
great point. This was also supposed to be Legends. It was supposed to be the third book of a trilogy, which was
Was.
Honor Among Thieves by James S. A. Corey, Razor's Edge by Martha Wells, and then this was Luke. So it was a Han, Leia, and Luke. We're all supposed to get their own individual books for
And
a trilogy,
it's-
and it's bad.
It's very obvious. It's very obvious. It feels like it was ripped to shreds, like in the editing process
Yeah.
because of the Legends canon switch up. And I think this is the transition point was when this book was written.
Yep.
All the other books previously had pretty much already been done, and this book
Yep.
was in the middle of being written when they made the decisions, and it shows like big time. So,
Yep.
unfortunate. You could. you don't
Alrighty,
have to-
now we move. It's all upward from here, though. We spoiled it
Yeah.
for you. That's the worst one, I think.
That's right.
Well, we'll see.
Next is Lords of the Sith. Have you guys read this one?
I have
I've also read this one.
put in D as well. I did not care for it. It is not This is the most deceptive cover in Star Wars because this is a Cam Syndulla book. This is not a Palpatine Vader book.
No kidding.
I funny enough, I think I like this one better than most people that have read this one. This one also has a bit of a bad reputation, but I like Lords of the Sith. I thought it was fun.
All right, we can see it. I'll put it up. I'll bump it up to a C.
Well,
I'll respect you. Your authority.
the cover alone sold it better than the summary, I guess we'd say.
That's fair.
It's a great cover.
There's some stuff in there that like it's very similar to like you remember the old Robot Chicken skits with like when Darth Vader calls the Emperor and he's like, they blew up the Death Star and he's like, you must smell like nasty rubbery burnt bacon after having sit in your starship for like 2 weeks trying to get a signal. It's there's some moments in this book that feel like that where the Emperor is just like a giant asshole to Darth Vader and it's really funny.
Also, I'm getting ripped to shreds in
Chris is
the
giving
comments right now.
You are getting ripped to shreds.
Sorry.
There's another scene in this book where there are some troopers that are with Vader and the Emperor, and they like crash land. Just like there's like 5 people, and there's like 3 troopers in just the 2 of them, and like the Emperor just like straight up like kills all these people and uses the Force, all this awful stuff, and nobody knows really about the Sith and the Empire, right? So
no witnesses.
The troopers are just like, we didn't see a damn thing. I think he kills them all at the end. I'm pretty sure. I don't know. That might be a spoiler, but I don't remember that. I don't remember.
That's like less than 5% of the book. Like it's too tongue for. I like that stuff, but I want more.
There is so much Cam Syndulla stuff that it's really annoying. And now that I can't read Cam without hearing a French accent now too. We have so many books to go through. We have to book this a little faster. All right, next one.
Next up is Star Wars Dark Disciple.
S+ for me.
This is totally
S+.
I think this is S+ as well.
Yeah.
Have you read this book, Wes? We talked about
I own it, but I haven't. No, I have not read it. But I own it.
It's obscenely good. We lost Christy Golden. Lost her. She works basically for Blizzard now and does I think like all Blizzard novels, like World of Warcraft book novels. You read this book, you're gonna be so angry that we don't get more Star Wars from her because it is exquisitely written with romance, action, dark side Jedi. It's great, and it was an unproduced Clone Wars arc.
Yeah.
Oh, no kidding.
If we're making lists of things that we're all each gonna personally read, this should be very high on your list.
Okay.
Yes, I think.
Okay.
It's
like,
tremendous.
It's really good. Frankly.
Yep.
No way around it.
Yeah.
All right, moving on.
It is the book though where you mention it and every single person is like, oh yeah, it's really good. Like everyone forgets collectively about Dark Disciple once a year, and then we all have to remember that it's amazing.
That's right.
All right.
That's right.
Next up, Star Wars Lost Stars. I'll just go ahead and skip it to the next one.
S+.
S+. If you've listened to this show ever in the last 223 episodes, we like it a lot. It's our.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I got nothing new.
So I don't know if we're gonna go this much detail, but on the tier list, you can move which books are more S+ than the other books that are on here, right? So I can put Lost Stars above Dark Disciple. So
I think so.
Do it that way.
Yeah.
That's fair. That's
Ooh,
fair.
okay. All right. What level of haven't read is this book? Okay, no. These next 3 I have not read.
Yeah, these are. I think I did read them, but I literally remember nothing about them. These were the books that were released leading up to the Force Awakens.
Force Awakens.
Yeah, the Journey of the Force Awakens series. This was weird. That's when Lost Stars came out and like
Weapon of a Jedi, Smuggler's Run. Yeah. Haven't read
one. Can't remember the one with
the Leia one.
The one that's coming up here in a little with Finn and all those with Finn and Rey and Poe. I did read that one. I remember that one, but I don't remember these other ones. So.
Yeah, these are.
Yeah, I read that other one too.
These are new to me now.
Moving Target. That's it.
Yeah.
Yep. Haven't read them. Don't care to.
Eric, you like these books? What's the next on the list?
Star Wars. Aftermath. This is the first Aftermath book. I love this book. I love this series. I know this series is definitely controversial, especially as we go on in the series. I myself would put the first Aftermath book in A tier myself, but I'm willing to hear what y'all think.
Okay.
Yes. Man, I don't think we can have books that are A or higher if they're not like universal. I don't think.
Well, I didn't finish Tarkin, so we've already done that.
That's fair, actually. I would make the argument that Aftermath is the worst of the trilogy.
That's
and
fair.
The other books could definitely be higher up. then
Okay.
that's the case.
I'll put
If
this
that's
in
the
B.
case, yeah, if that's the case, then I don't think I would put it in A. I think B would be better.
Okay, I accept that.
The writing got better over time, and Chuck Wendig is a very controversial figure, but whatever.
But I mean, between Sinjir Velis and Jasamari, like those are some
And the
amazing
droid,
original
Mr. Bones,
characters.
is a
Mr.
great droid.
Bones.
It's one of the best.
Time
droids, I think,
for
ever made.
violence, Master Temin.
Yeah, fantastic. Also, we should just round robin like through the next one. So Eric, you just
Sure.
picked that one, and
Yep.
so I'll do the next one. I'll make this go a little faster. So
Yep.
Battlefront Twilight Company.
No. Perfect Weapon.
Oh,
Short
sorry,
story.
Perfect
I've read
Weapon.
it.
Sorry,
I read it.
I vaguely remember this book. What was it about? I remember this character.
It's the character in Force Awakens who calls the Empire and goes, Nagundam. She's the assassin for the First Order. I honestly, this is like
in
A or
Maz's
S tier
Castle,
for me.
there's that big
Yeah.
giant guy. Is kind of scary. Remember when someone calls the First Order and someone calls the Resistance? She's the one that calls the First Order, if you remember.
Yes.
Oh, right.
And her
Okay.
name
Yes.
is. Oh my gosh. I remember. This is by Delilah S. Dawson, actually. This is Delilah Dawson's
is.
first Star Wars work.
It was pretty
Oh
good,
my-
wasn't it? Was it ever
I put it-
printed? This was ebook,
No.
I think.
It was an
ever
ebook, and I think
printed.
it was in the back of another book, maybe.
No.
Sounds right.
Oh my gosh, what is this character's name?
I would never remember what her name was. have no
I
idea.
memorized it years ago. Bazine
See?
Natal. That's
Wow.
it. Bazine Natal. I'd put
Bazine?
this in S or A tier. Honestly, I love these. This is my
Really?
favorite short story of the canon.
Wow,
myself.
holy crap. Well, I haven't read it, so I can't back that
Me
up. So we have
neither.
no arguments.
We'll give you an A.
All right.
Go.
Leave it in A, but we'll leave it under Tarkin since I'm the only one that's read it.
All right, Wes, you're next.
All right, Star Wars Battlefront Twilight Company. Never played it, but never read it. Played the game. I heard these weren't actually liked. To be honest with you,
That was boring as hell. I'm sorry. I love you, Freed. This is
Greatly, I know.
so
I
boring.
greatly disliked this book.
All
And
right.
so much so that when they announced that he was doing Alphabet Squadron, I was like, "Really, this guy?"
But I'll put it in D tier though. I wouldn't put it in F.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I put
Sorry
it in
about
D
that.
tier also because
Yeah.
there are a lot of people that actually love this book. If you
Yes.
see it on Reddit, a lot of people love this book on Reddit. Interestingly, so I
Yeah.
don't really know why. It's very gritty, and there like every chapter is like a new character or something like that. Like there's like a lot of characters, and it's
Yeah.
really hard to keep straight what's happening actually in the book. But
Okay.
anyway,
It's a little wild.
gritty.
Okay. Next one I'll take is the Before the Awakening. This is another like middle grade novel for Before Force Awakens, but this is the Finn, Rey, and Poe stories of them before the movie. I did read this. Did you guys read this?
I think I
I
read this.
did.
I think
I
I
have
read
no
this
memory
one.
of it though.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'd
Wait,
give
this is the one that Finn fights the guy that
Yeah.
dies, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
He like
so remember,
is a
remember
badass.
in the beginning of Force Awakens, the partner he's with that puts his bloody hand on Finn's mask.
This is their
like,
backtrack. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the only thing I
backstory.
remember- only thing I remember about this.
I'd put it C tier below Lord of the Sith. I enjoyed it, but it's forgettable.
I think I would put it at least on Lords of the Sith level.
All right,
yeah,
we'll
you're
put it
saying
above.
oh,
Yeah.
on
Put it right
C tier.
there.
On C tier, yeah. Sorry. Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah.
I like that. I
Great.
think we can skip these next three. The
5?
Escape-
Can we skip the next 5?
Yeah,
The
the escape, the snare, the nest, aliens. I don't remember that book at all. Was it ever printed either? I think it was also.
Yeah, that was, but it was again a little middle grade something. Okay,
you
yeah.
have
So
something-
those
what
are
is
all.
that one. Bounty Hunt? What the hell is that?
I
Star
never
Wars
heard of that one.
Bounty Hunt.
There are a couple
know.
of the like foreign printing versions. of
Yeah.
those. There's the Asian. Was it Chinese? I think the
The High Republic one?
down there.
Yeah,
That's
that's
down
the
there on
Chinese one.
list.
That'll be eventually.
Okay. Anyways, what are we at now? Oh, Bloodline.
Bloodline.
Ooh, this is
Okay.
pretty good. I think Bloodline is like S tier at minimum.
I think it's at least S. It might. I'm thinking S or S plus is honestly my thing. I think S tier though solidly.
I think it is. Too.
Yeah, I'd solidly put it in S tier. This book
All the
is
Lady Vader stuff is really good.
so
that happens
good.
in there.
Yeah,
Bloodline
the
West.
napkin.
I
The
haven't. This is
napkin
another one y'all
incident?
told me I had to read. But then I
Yeah,
decided
It's
to
lower-
read Revenge of the
definitely
Sith
lower-
novelization.
Yeah, definitely lower on the list than Revenge of the Sith or Dark Disciple, in my opinion, but
Mhm.
still pretty good. I like Bloodline
Yep.
a lot. I like Bloodline a lot.
So
next,
the next
one
up-
here.
So I moved over to haven't read The Heist and The Darkness. Those are adventures in wild space. So next up, go ahead, Eric.
Aftermath Life Debt. So we're back to the Aftermath talk. This is so Han and Chewie feature a lot more in this one. Wes, you by default, based on our last conversation, put it up in A tier. I I think it's better than Aftermath 1. I'd probably
Is this
put
the
it.
best one, or is Empire's in the best one?
I think Empire's End is the best one for me, just because it is the
Fair enough.
operatic finish. It has the only kind of conclusion that I feel is the level of a film in Star Wars books, really. But this one is a lot more personal, and I think you really get to know a lot more about them, especially with the Kashyyyk stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, I like it there in A.
All right, next we have Ahsoka by E.K. Johnston, and this was her first Star Wars book that she had written. And there are mixed feelings, I think, universally about this Ahsoka novel. I think there are especially mixed feelings now that a lot of this book has been sort of retcons, even though everyone refuses to use that word. That's actually what happened. It's okay. I mean, this book what they failed to. There was some misunderstanding between the artist that did the cover and like everyone that was working on the project, because the name of the book actually was supposed to be Ahsoka Farms, but they cut off the second word for some reason.
True. That is not true.
Printing, it gets to the printer, you think you hit save, you hit delete. It's
Delete it.
understandable.
I know. It's a font choice. They just mess it up. There's the longest. There's the longest plot point ever about Ahsoka being on this farm in this book, which is really, really weirdly drawn out for some reason.
Yeah.
Listen, Ahsoka's like my favorite character, probably in Star Wars, at least if not top 3 right now. This book ain't it, man.
It's not. I know it's a lot of people's favorite in some
bless you.
corners of the fandom, and it wasn't my favorite. I will say the scene where she gets her lightsabers is pretty badass.
Oh yeah, healing the crystals, like that kind of stuff.
sick.
That's beautiful. One of the first times we saw that, and
that's really good.
I love that.
Worth reading though. I think people should still read it.
Yeah, I think it's
so.
still worth reading.
I'd put it in
maybe the top of C tier right now.
I put it C or D, maybe D. I think it's in the same category as New Dawn and Battlefront. I think personally.
I put it ahead of New Dawn. How about that?
I would
put it in the front
I would
of
put
D
it at the
tier.
end of C. I think I enjoyed it, and I think the very end. I think the very end is a good payoff if you want to read the whole thing. So, yeah,
I dig it.
I could agree with that.
But that Tales of the Jedi episode is A tier because it's a really good.
Yeah, that's true.
That's correct. All right, Wes, you're up.
All right, Star Wars Catalyst. I didn't read Catalyst. Yeah, I didn't read Catalyst. It's the
hit me with that S
It's
tier.
the prequel to Rogue One, correct?
Yeah, absolutely. Catalyst is freaking phenomenal.
You want to learn about crystals and stuff? You want to learn about science?
No, seriously. Catalyst is so freaking good. One of the best prequel books to any film that's ever been written. It is rich. It is very rich. Another one that's probably served well in audiobook format because it's another Luceno novel. And my God, I think about this book every time I see Rogue One, which is one of the reasons I like it so much, because it just goes. There's so much detail about what happened to Galen Erso that his monologue just hits so much harder.
And that first scene too, when Krennic lands and finds them, knowing really how good of friends the three of them were, actually in the book. It's like, dude, this is your bro.
He really screwed over his friend. He
really did.
It's a good book. It's definitely a good book. It's audio though. Audio for James Luceno. If you're nervous about that, audio I think is the way to go for sure.
With you there. Next up, Aftermath Empire's End. It's my favorite Aftermath book. But I'm with you guys. Do you want to keep it in A? Do you want to keep? I'd probably put it above. I'd put it above Perfect Weapon myself. I'm happy just because. Yeah, I don't think it's a top 5 book for me, so I'll keep it below Tarkin since you love that so much, Corey.
Okay.
Yeah, I think something like that is probably fair. It's a little hard for me to justify. Can you put the third book in a trilogy super, super high if the other two were not? Because you'd have to read the other ones to get to that one. So that kind of
but
affects
also
it a
the
little
third
bit,
book
right?
should be the best of them too, though. So it should theoretically go higher. I like them in the grouping together-ish.
Yeah, that's fair. All right.
But yeah, the end of Aftermath, besides having, for some reason, really never been touched on in canon since then, when Wendig's like, and then there's people in the unknown reaches, and they're like, we don't care. Where's Sloane? I don't know. That would be great to have in the future.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay. Next, we have a couple of young adult books, young readers books. But next, we have Thrawn, and
Self-titled
Thrawn-
album.
Yeah, serious. Star Wars Thrawn, the Canon Thrawn book, is genuinely in my top 5 books of all time. Like, genuinely. I think this is S plus, in my opinion. What do you guys think?
I'd put it below Bloodline personally for me.
Okay.
So I'd put it in S. Wes, did you read this one?
I did read Star Wars Thrawn.
What'd you think?
I would put it in S tier. I wouldn't put it in S plus tier.
That's fair.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, it absolutely has to be within the top
I'm
2
good with
tiers
S.
for sure. Yes.
Yeah, I'm good with
Yeah,
S.
I'm fine with that. I could. Yeah, I think that's fair. It's in there. It's definitely behind Catalyst, though. If I had to put it somewhere.
Behind Catalyst.
Behind
I would
Catalyst?
put it. Yeah, I would put it behind Catalyst personally. I think Catalyst
Okay.
is better.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm good with
Thrawn's a
that.
great. Thrawn's a great book. This is my personal.
Whew.
I don't know. Actually, I said this is in my top. It's all right. It's in my top 5 books, but it's not better than Catalyst. But it is.
I'm getting
in my
sweaty.
top 5 books. Yeah, I know. I'm trying to not contradict myself too much, but I love this book. It's really, really good. It introduces Thrawn
Yeah.
perfectly to canon. Like,
Yep.
this is a lot of
Yeah.
people's introduction to Thrawn, and I would make the argument that you could genuinely read this book before Heir to the Empire, and it's totally
Yes.
fine.
I
And
did that.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
Yes, and I love him.
So, and the Barnes and Noble, I used to have it. I don't have it anymore. The Barnes and Noble edition was black instead of white, and it was like this matte black kind of finish. Eric's probably has it, doesn't he? Look at that. Yeah, look at that.
Wait,
It was
you gotta do
sick.
that.
It was great. Yeah, it was a great cover. It was a great cover.
There's your cover art, Wes. Remember when we used to do that? All right.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, exactly. It was
All
good.
right,
This is a good book. I enjoyed it a lot.
Okay.
All right, Wes, you're up.
Next up,
go.
Star Wars. No, I'm gonna give this to Eric because I want the next one.
Ooh, Rebel Rising.
Rebel Rising.
Oh, this is guys. This is a great run of Star Wars books. Rebel
yeah,
Rising is
well.
at least S, if not S plus for me. I think it's one of
Yeah,
the
definitely.
top
I
3
think
best
it's S.
YAs. I'm good
I'd
with
put
it
it
being
in
S
S
plus,
for sure.
honestly.
Yeah,
I
like
think
a
I
lot
would
of
put it.
a lot of these are Rogue One era that you're talking
Yeah,
about.
Rogue One
kinda.
books were
Yeah.
dope, man.
Yeah.
Guys,
They
you know what's
were.
awesome? Rogue One.
That's correct. I know. I
You
know.
got Lost
Rocks.
Stars and you got Rogue One.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where do you guys want
Rebel
Rebel Rising?
I think it should go into S personally. I don't think it's
Okay.
as good as Lost Stars or Dark Disciple. I think that's
Okay. Okay.
that's enough to say. But yeah, very,
Um,
very, very good. The scene in Rogue One where she tells Saw Gerrera, like, last time I saw you, you left me alone in a hole with nothing but a blaster. That scene is in this
Yeah.
book.
Yeah, it
and
is.
really good.
Oh,
Yeah. Also, you remember when Saw Gerrera
I knew you were
commits
safe.
remember when Saw Gerrera commits mass genocide with a machine gun in this book? That's fun.
Yeah, and then like the spinning
No.
blades of hell that just like
Wes,
massacre a bunch of people. They're like
I'm sure you
young
played
adult books.
yeah, Wes, I'm sure you've played the famous no Russian level of Call of Duty, right? I mean, you know what I'm talking about?
No.
No Russian, where
Really?
the guy turns to you and he says no Russian, and then you have to kill all the civilians in the airport. Isn't
airport?
like Modern
Oh,
Warfare,
I've heard
like,
about that. I
1
haven't
or
played that
something?
one. No, I
Modern
haven't
Warfare
played
2.
that one.
Modern
Yeah.
Warfare
that
2.
scene is basically in this book, except Saw
Yes.
Gerrera's the one with the machine gun. It is so
It's
dark.
horrifying.
It's really horrifying. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
and they're
put
like,
it in
"Hey,
S
we
tier.
should make this for a young adult, like the romance kids." Yeah.
It's edgy. It's edgy. That's why. Yeah. All right,
Yep.
Wes, you're up.
Okay.
Take the next one.
The next one is Star Wars Guardians of the Wills. So I picked this one up. It's a YA novel, is it not? Because
It is.
I would put it in C tier above anything. It's
good with that.
a fun read. And it also
good with
gives
that.
you
I'm good with that, too.
some background story behind Rogue One as well. So
It is.
Absolutely good with that.
It's
quick
stuff.
read, gives you some info on where
It's really short.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And there's a manga adaptation as well if you want to do that instead.
Oh, that's true.
Yep. Happy with that. All right, what do I got next? Skip the next one. Oh, okay. Battlefront 2 Inferno Squad. This is the prequel to the campaign of Battlefront 2 when they actually are all still Imperials. This is, again, a kind of a quiet gem in this era. I really think it's great. Aiden's characterization is great. Another Christy Golden. This is pretty solidly A tier for me.
Oh wow.
I would put it B personally.
I'm gonna put it B.
I'd put
I'm
it
good with
B.
that.
Yeah, it's okay. It's an okay book. It has less meaning and power if you didn't play the game though, and
That's fair. That's fair.
And
Yeah.
also the game like undoes the book. So
oh, does
kind
it
of.
really?
I mean, it doesn't undo it. but Just my saltiness about the game being marketed as an
Forever.
Empire game, and this book being a continuation of that story, being one of the reasons that we thought the movie
Yep.
or the game was going to be Empire game, and then you turncoat like in the 3rd level is just stupid. So I'm still mad about it. I'm still not over it. I
Still
think
mad about it. All
I'm
right.
freaking right though. The game
Yeah.
was fun, but the campaign still pisses me off.
A
to
little
this
rough.
day.
Oh, this next one though, Corey, take it. This is solid.
Oh yeah, Leia, Princess of Alderaan. This is another hidden gem of young adult books. I think this is at least A tier, personally.
Yeah.
Maybe even S. This might
I think
actually be S tier.
I think it's S. I think it's S. Either it's on either side of Rebel Rising. I'm not sure which side though.
This side I think is appropriate on the
Okay.
far side. Yeah, this
Yeah.
is really good. Didn't
Bail Organa's in the book.
This is another Claudia Gray book, isn't it?
Yep.
Pretty sure.
This is,
Yeah.
Yeah, this is Journey. Oh yeah, this was Journey to Last Jedi because this goes over the friendship between her and Holdo. So this is where you met Holdo.
Yep. Leia has a boyfriend in this book that's not Han Solo. That's kind of fun.
Ooh, boyfriend. Cute boyfriend.
Yep.
You got a boyfriend?
She,
Cute boyfriend?
That was a pretty
she
big
has
deal.
to do
Wes.
this. She has to do this like big like I don't know journey exercise thing as part of becoming royalty.
Mhm.
Like on her way to it, the throne, kind of a rite of
Yep.
passage, coming of age type of journey.
Yep.
She has to climb a mountain, something like that, I think.
Yep.
And it's good.
Also has
Really
a
good.
manga adaptation as well.
It
So if
does.
y'all wanna
And
read the
I think
manga.
isn't this the book that kind of outlined everything, all the health problems that her mother has too, about
Yep.
having like a heart.
Replacement. It's
trans-
like all
replacement
synthetic or
or
something.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
That's it.
crazy weird stuff. It's good. It's really good. We love Claudia Gray.
Great
so,
Organa stuff.
for sure.
All right. And then next up, ooh, okay. Very apt to my last conversation with Delilah Dawson. This is Phasma.
Right.
Really good. Every time I think about it, I remember it's good, but it always takes me a while to remember it.
Mhm.
Yeah, B tier. I feel good
tier,
about
you
B
think?
with
Tier.
Phasma.
Feel good about B?
I think I feel good about B.
I think it's A personally.
You can say, okay.
I put it in the same place as Tarkin, on the same ranking as Tarkin and Perfect Weapon. I think. I mean, it's dark
Okay.
and gritty, and it's got
Yeah.
like good background information about Hux and his father, and there's a lot of world building. I think around. It's an important book. That's a good way to put it. It's an
That's
important
fair.
book for
I
canon.
want to argue with
I
that.
think.
And we have the introduction of Vi Maradi and Captain Cardinal
Yes.
for the first
That's
time
right.
in the frame
Vi
story.
Maradi, Captain Cardinal, Hux's father in the creation of the Empire, or the First Order.
Yeah, I forgot
Phasma's
about all that.
backstory,
Okay, yeah.
obviously.
Yeah, that is a
there's
very
a lot
important
of
book, I guess.
It
I'd
is.
put this-
Yeah.
I'd put it above Perfect Weapon then in that tier.
Yeah, I would too.
think.
I would too.
Yeah.
That's fair.
All
Yeah,
right.
I'm good with that.
That works. Yep.
All right.
BB-8
All
on the
right,
run. S
BB-8
plus
on the
tier for
run.
me, boys.
I know.
What is
Next
Is
book.
that real? That's not real, right?
I don't know.
It's
Never
a
read it.
children's. It's a children's book.
Get it out of here.
It's actually really good. This is one of the books that got sent like to review, even though we never did anything with. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, really?
Probably not good, but it was good. I think I gave it to my nephews. Okay, here we go. The Legend of Luke Skywalker. This is another famously terrible canon book. That is like we should just forget that it exists.
Really?
So,
I don't even
Yeah.
think I've
I did not care for it.
This book
At
is
all.
so bad. I don't know why it's so bad.
Above Heir to the Jedi, though. I put it above Heir to the Jedi.
Okay.
In
can't remember.
it's F tier,
Is
but
it- Does it matter when you're in F tier though? Like, I guess it does.
No,
We're
it's
ranking
all
the worst.
terrible. Yeah, I
you
don't
don't
know.
have to
I
be
don't-
faster than the bear. You just have to be faster than the guy next to you. So even if
I-
you're not,
I know. I genuinely don't remember a single fact from this book other than that
Me
it was
neither.
awful and I didn't like reading it. And I was just like,
Luke
when does
books
it
have
end?
not been good.
All right. I guess Wes, you're up.
Okay, Canto Bite. This is a collection of stories, isn't it? Like,
It is.
Yeah,
ooh.
this is also bad.
Yeah, I heard this wasn't one great either. You want to throw it
No,
in?
there's the weird bathhouse short story.
Yeah.
That's the one I remember from it. It was not very good either. I don't think it's F though. I'll
It's
maybe
D
D
tier.
Put it
Yeah,
above New
between.
Dawn?
I put it between New Dawn and Battlefront.
Okay.
Yeah, book was
Yeah.
weird. I also feel weird about it because everyone was so angry about Canto Bight being in The Last Jedi, so
Yeah.
it's hard for me to separate from that.
Yeah.
I love the Canto Bite sequence myself, but I
didn't mind
also
it.
dislike the book. The bar.
All right, Eric,
All right, next up for me, Cobalt Squadron. Am I the only one of us that read this?
I've read it.
Didn't know it existed.
Okay, what'd you think?
Kelly Marie Tran narrates the audiobook. Weirdly enough.
Yes, she's
Um,
great at that.
They
Very
should do
fun.
that more often.
with the Ticos.
Yeah, actually, I don't know if she should do that more often because I actually didn't really like the audio.
No, I
Oh,
mean,
you
like,
didn't-
having, like some of the characters actually do their narration.
voices and stuff.
Yeah.
It was okay. It was okay. I mean, it didn't blow my socks off. What did you
I'd
think?
put it in C above Ahsoka myself. I think it's like
I
fun
think that's
read
perfect. That's perfect, actually.
right before the Awakening. Yep.
She had good background information about her sister, so that's kind of good.
Yeah, Paige Tico looks really good in that book.
Yep.
Really makes the beginning of The Last Jedi hit a little harder. Spoilers. Yeah, we can skip the Han and Chewie books.
Yes.
Ooh,
Last
Corey,
Shot.
is this yours?
Yeah, Last Shot by Daniel Jose Older. This is pretty good, kind of dark. This book had some
Weird.
structural issues, if you guys remember
Yes.
correctly.
Yeah.
There's a lot of
technically
time
odd.
jumps in this book,
Mhm.
and it's very hard to follow, is a common complaint about this book. The story itself is pretty dang good, and
Yeah.
is one of the only canon books that is fairly horror adjacent.
Yep.
Like,
yep.
there's some dark, scary stuff in the book. So,
Mhm.
where does this go? B maybe is maybe
I
good.
put it B at the bottom of B right now.
Okay.
Yeah, I think
I
that's
think.
probably fair.
Yeah,
It's okay.
good L3
This-
and Lando stuff as well. It's the only time we've really gotten them.
Also,
'cause this was
the-
reversible cover.
That's right. I was about to bring that up. This is the only book that's ever been printed in canon that has a reversible cover. Where one side of it is orange and it's got Han on it. The other side of it's yellow and has Lando on it. And this was also one of the first books that was shipped with Utini book boxes back in the day.
It was.
too.
Hey.
Yeah, so here's the book, and I still have to find the sticker on it.
Yes.
It
Oh
says
yeah, they put that
flip
awful
for Lando
sticker.
cover, and then
So
you get
terrible.
it, and it's like, there you go.
Lando
That's what
cover
the-
is vastly superior. I don't know why
Yeah,
the hell
it
you
is.
have.
Oh, yeah, the
orange on
Lando cover
outside.
looks real
I
good.
switched like last year. I tried to switch it every other year.
Oh,
Yeah.
great. So you
Yeah,
don't
Lando
put too
cover's
much
way
of the
better.
crease in there.
That's right. That's right. Oh yeah,
It's
yeah.
like,
JG
my
said there's a
alarm went off.
convention. I know.
Gonna try to
JG
change
said
the
there's a
cover.
convention cover that's got another two characters. I don't remember who they are. I think it's
Chewie and L3.
Yeah, okay, I was gonna say the cover. Are the colors different too? I don't remember what the colors.
Yeah, they're
are.
green, I think. At least
Green.
Chewie is.
Yeah,
Anyway.
okay. Whatever.
Good
All right,
book.
Wes.
I'm glad he. Again, you talked about Wendig evolving. DJO definitely his writing style evolved since then
Also,
into
he's
like
just
some
a
really good stuff.
Great dude. One of the best interviews we've done. He's always alive at the
Easy.
party when he's on the stage. Like, yeah, we like.
I love him.
All right, next up is Star Wars Most Wanted. That's the prequel to Solo.
Yep.
Hadn't read it, but heard nice things.
S plus
we're
for
gonna
me.
Talk about it, but
Unironic.
oh, S plus. Okay.
I think it's the best YA outside of Lost Stars. I also put an S if you want to put it one lower. It's the only book I've read in one sitting, cover to cover.
I'm trying to decide if I want to argue with you or not. I don't.
You can.
know. This is definitely a phenomenal book. Phenomenal book. Is it on the same level as Lost Stars and Dark Disciple though? I don't know. Do you think it is?
I think it might be. I think it's. And it's tough
I
because
think it might be too. Let's put it at the end of S plus,
Okay.
and when we
Well,
let's
adjust
do
if needed.
let's do a final adjustment at the very end.
Ooh, good
And
call.
See if we agree with how everything is ranked. So yeah, okay, I like
I
that.
like that. All right. We might not make it through all of them tonight. We might. We're getting there.
No, we're
We're
getting
getting
there. We're almost done. We're almost done.
Okay.
All right. So next one is me. Speaking of Utini memories, Star Wars Thrawn Alliances. The first time we're like, are Star Wars books bad sometimes? I remember that.
We
This is
famously despise this book.
the end of D tier for me. I'm sorry. Some folks like this book.
So
a
it's
lot of
not
people love this
atrocious,
book.
but
I'm.
it's
Yeah,
It's
a little
the
better.
it's not it's not unreadable, but like it's not great.
Yeah, it's not
great.
an
This-
F tier because there's that one scene where Thrawn's like Mithra Naruto and Anakin's like Mithra Nadudodo, and like that's funny, and that's all you
Yeah,
get.
that's really good, and it's referenced again later in the Thrawn Ascendancy trilogy. But
Yes.
like this was when everyone realized that like, what are we doing tying Timothy Zahn's hands? Stop it. Let him write
Yeah.
what he wants to write, because when you force him to write in a box, it's not good.
It's a little grisky, if you know what I mean.
Oh my god, it's
Oh,
terrible.
thank
All right, next we have
No, 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 no.
Queen's Shadow. I'm afraid to even speak the words of Queen's Shadow. We've been talking a lot about the Utini iceberg meme. This goes pretty
know.
deep on the iceberg
Yep.
meme
My
because
computer might reboot if you keep talking.
I know, seriously.
Yeah.
Queen Shadow, Utini has got a lot of history with this book. We have reviewed it like 4 times, and we had technical problems with every single production of our review of it. It was
Yep.
ridiculous, to the point that we said it was cursed, which is pretty funny. This book was okay, not amazing, not terrible. I think I would put it like maybe B tier.
B.
I think.
Yeah. I put end of B, beginning of C. One of those two.
Okay.
I think that's fair. I think that's
End of B
fair.
tier. I'm good with that. Yep. All right. Oh, Wes, do the next one. This is going to be the easiest one.
Master and Apprentice. I'm gonna go all the way up to the top here.
Yeah,
And I'm gonna
boy.
put it
S
as
plus.
S plus
Yeah.
Ultimate.
S+ as
Master and
well.
Apprentice.
Yep.
This is phenomenal. This is
Claudia
one of the
Gray.
only books I've ever read in one sitting. Literally the whole
Oh,
freaking
wow.
novel. I read it. Remember I messaged you guys
I
like 4 in
remember
the
that.
morning? I was like,
Yes,
guys, I couldn't
yes.
stop. It was too good.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is about the time I think you joined the show too, Wes, right? Was
Yeah,
when we were
yeah,
covering
around
this
then,
book?
because that's the first roundtable that we did on
That's right.
on the Living Force.
Yeah.
Oh God, what a time. And that's I'd put it.
What do you think?
That Dark Disciple Master. I right now I want Dark Disciple to be ahead just so we can have something between the two Claudia Grays.
I know.
Only for fairness, which is dumb, but yeah, it's up there. Once you're S plus, you should read this book regardless.
Is it a masterpiece on our site? I think it is.
Yes.
I think
Yep.
so.
Master and Apprentice is. Yeah, it's a
Yep.
great book. The
All
world
right.
building is brilliant.
Great choice.
Uh-oh.
Ooh,
Whose
interesting
turn is
for
it?
the next
It's your
one.
turn, I think, right?
I think it's me.
Yours?
Dooku Jedi Lost. This is, audio drama, I think we'll say, because the script book is part of it. But, yeah, the end of,
I'm just putting
think
it
I'd
there.
put
You
this-
let me know, because
yeah.
you let me know
I
where
think I'd
you
put this
think
in
you should put
B
it.
tier.
Okay.
B tier.
I like the story. It added so
Maybe.
much, and it kind
Audio
of
dramas
started.
are hard. Audio dramas are hard. They're
Yeah.
fun,
If
but
it's
they're a little hard to
B-tier,
understand.
It's the
I think it's
beginning
my
of B
favorite one
tier.
we've gotten so far.
Really?
Yeah.
What else?
I think I like Tempest Runner better than this one, but that's a controversial opinion that I have, actually.
That's fair.
Star Wars bronchitis. As we
I'm good to
frequently
have
say.
Star Architis.
Beginning of B tier.
Beginning of B tier is maybe
Beginning of
fair.
beer. Beginning of beer. Beer, which is B tier. That's one word.
Beer, multiple
The beer.
times.
Beer.
I could use another one actually, but
You know what I do? Oh, Wes, this next one.
Okay, Star Wars Alphabet Squadron. This one, originally I did not personally like, but then after getting into the trilogy, I really liked it. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna throw Alphabet Squadron into A tier.
Yes.
At the end of A tier.
yeah,
are
I
we
would say
thinking?
end of A tier. Maybe actually I'd put it higher up than that. I put it
Yeah.
in A tier, but maybe
Yeah.
further up. Maybe after
I agree.
Phasma or before Phasma is probably fair. Yeah.
One of those two. Yeah, I put it right there, honestly. This is, again, one of those that really, after I finished the first one, I agree, Wes, it started slow for me, but those characters, like Will Lark, Erica Quill, I was like, oh my God, Chasna Chaddock. Like, I
Yes.
remember them, and I was like, oh, I'm in for a trilogy of story. And I missed that feeling, and it was really
yeah, me
special.
too.
Yeah, that
Can we
thing
all
that was
just
like
can we
one
all
of
just
the. Sorry, that was like
Go ahead.
one of the last like set of books or trilogies, even with the High Republic, that I was like, damn, that was an experience. That was good.
It was an
I won't.
experience.
I don't think I'll
Remember
forget
the-
that.
Remember the comic pages in the middle of it where they tried to tell you the.
It's so weird.
Remember that?
It's so weird. I think we can all agree too that Alphabet Squadron is a terrible name. Trash name, dude.
Yeah.
Alphabet Squadron is so bad.
What are they doing? They're like, read this comic book page in the middle of a book. I don't
It's so
wanna do
bizarre.
that.
It
And
was
it happened
so
in the middle
weird.
of a chapter. It wasn't even like
know.
it was in the middle of a sentence.
Gee, I forgot that even existed.
So
I
did
cannot
I.
believe you remember that.
Oh,
That's
wow.
hilarious.
This is my first review copy I ever got. This is the letter that Del Rey sent me about
Oh
the
hell
embargo.
yeah!
That's funny.
Yeah. Anyway,
That's funny.
yeah,
man.
that book rules.
Alphabet Squadron. Yeah, it was pretty good. Pretty good. They get better as they went though.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we're as they'll show for sure.
No, that's the
All
wrong
right.
book.
I don't know whose turn it is. Are we
Yours.
going? We're going down, right? Are we going down like West and everything? That's what we're doing, right?
Sure.
I think so.
think so.
So Wes
Wes
took
did-
that one. So me
she
now.
did.
Thrawn
Yeah.
Treason. Oh God, the
Thrawn-
Grisk book.
Wrong reason. It was not very
Thrawn,
good
I'll-
either.
I-
It was-
I'll
it
put
was
in-
better than Alliances though.
Yeah, top of D tier, legit is where I'll put it. Like I'm,
Yeah,
that's.
I think it's
This is
fair.
much like,
That's
oh
good.
God, Stephanie, I am so sorry. I can't put an S tier. I did
know.
not like
These are-
it.
I know Stephanie loved it. I know. Do you remember? This was the first book that we read because we were still getting the hang of round tables and all
Yeah.
this stuff. This was the first one that none of us wanted to like admit it to each other. We
Yeah,
didn't
like,
actually
are
like
we
it.
wrong?
I know. We were messaging each other before the show. We're like, was this book bad? Like, it was so freaking funny.
Yeah,
I know.
We'll get to
I
ascendancy,
know.
Everyone. Hold on, just hold on.
Yes,
We're getting to
our
we're-
chat is like freaking out because we
We'll
don't like
get there.
Thrawn. But listen, Ascendancy trilogy is like freaking S plus. All right,
Yeah.
we're getting there. We're getting there. All right, I'm
Ooh.
up next. Crash of
Yeah, you
Fate.
are.
This was interesting book. Shockingly better than we all thought it was going to be.
Mhm.
Yes.
Remember that? We all
Yeah.
thought it was
Yes.
going to be like, I'd put it A tier maybe.
I put it
agree
A
with you.
tier.
I'm gonna agree with you on that as well.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
that we all thought it was going to be a giant marketing pitch for the Disney for Galaxy's Edge, but it wasn't.
Yep.
It was actually really good. In fact,
Yeah.
I think this was probably the best of all of the marketing books we've gotten. Because we
agree.
have these,
Yeah.
we have this book, we have the other books, and then
Black
we got
Spire.
what did we get this year? The Princess Leia book about the
Princess and the
hotel that's
Scoundrel.
now being closed.
Oh,
which
the
is quite
Halcyon.
ironic, but-
Hilarious.
yeah, this is definitely the best of all those books. But anyway,
Yep.
yeah.
All right,
Wes.
Wes. Ooh.
Oh, we throw Myths and Fables in here. So
Yeah.
I like that. Myths and Fables was different, and that's why
Yes.
I liked it.
Our George
fun.
Mann introduction.
Yeah, and it had to do with Star Wars, kind of like lore adjacent legend, if you will, but it wasn't actually like any characters that we've ever talked about before. But they were characters that you would be familiar with just reading what the stories were about.
Right.
Man, because it was so different, I want to put it in A tier, but I think like in B tier is good. I think
Yeah.
I will go with B
I think
tier.
the front of B tier, honestly.
Yeah.
Like I
I
this
put it
one
up front. I would
I put it in front of Dooku myself.
Dookie?
But I'm willing to talk about
that's
it.
kind of hard.
Darth
That's hard.
Dookie?
to
Okay,
argue,
great.
I think.
I'm good there. I'm good there.
Maybe after
Okay.
Dooku. That's probably fair.
Yeah,
That's
after
pretty
Dooku.
fair.
That's pretty
That
good.
was fun.
All right, next is me. Okay, speaking of the devil, Black Spire. Of course, this book better than we thought, but still didn't necessarily rock our socks off. I thought it was a fun story. Cardinal and Vi had a great time. It's a good spy thriller novel. I'm good near the end of B tier. Maybe
I'd put it after Queen Shadow personally. Yeah, I
Okay.
think it's definitely B
Yeah,
tier.
the end of
I don't
B
think
tier.
it's-
that's fine.
Yeah, I didn't love Black Spire personally. It felt kind of actually. You know what? I would maybe argue you can move this lower. 'Cause I'm looking
Okay.
I'm looking at C tier. I'm like, this book is definitely on the same level as like some of the C tier books. Like,
Okay.
I put it at the top of C tier then. I think it's better than Lord of the Sith for me.
Yeah, I would agree with that. It was weird.
good
Like
with
it felt. Do you remember? It just felt weird that like that Vi Marati was sent to this place. Like it felt so forced. It was like she's been sent to this place to build a base with zero resources. It was like
Yeah.
okay,
It has to be on Batu.
but there was that
where are the
great.
shops I can go to?
What was that
Yes.
character that had that amazing monologue in the middle of this book? Remember, I made you perform it.
He
Remember?
stood on the table.
Yes, I made you perform it in the
Oh my
in the round
God.
table.
Yes, you did. Black
That's a
Spire.
flashback.
Oh, this isn't gonna do anything for me. Black Spire characters.
Leox? No, it was
No, that's in
it's the
High
other guy,
Republic.
but it's like
but they're
him.
very similar though. Similar
yeah,
character
yeah.
to Leox.
Shit. What
Oh
is
my
his
gosh,
name?
yeah, it's gonna bug me so hard.
the drunk guy.
Yeah, he was a great character. Kind of the
Zaid
smug-
Caliday.
Yeah.
Zaid
name?
Caliday.
Zaid. Oh yeah,
Yep.
yeah, Zaid. That's a good name. He was a great character.
He was
was
a
a good
great character.
He was a great character. That was a really, really well written monologue.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
That was a lot of fun.
Actually, I think we should move it up based on that principle.
Okay, yeah.
Let's
All
put
right.
it let's put it at the
Up
end
to
of
C
B
tier.
tier.
Up to B tier.
Yeah, for sure. That was a great. I forgot about that scene. Yeah,
That's all it takes for us sometimes.
I know. Okay,
All right.
next we have Force Collector,
Correct.
which is another gigantic Utini iceberg meme.
Easy.
We forgot to read that. Wes is the only one of us that remembered
No,
to
I
read
read it. I
Oh,
read
did
it.
you? Did we
Yeah.
not like it? I think
No.
this is before we. I didn't actually read it. This is before we started telling the truth.
Yeah, because we were doing roundtables and then we just never scheduled it and then we just never did it and then we just moved on.
Yeah, Charles
I know,
like
I know.
lobbied hard to just skip this one. So
I know, I
we were
remember
just
that.
like,
I know.
all right. I mean, but I read it, and you know what? I didn't hate it. So we'll
Okay,
say that.
Wes.
Where should it go? Where
What's
should it
the
go?
highest you'll put it? And then we'll bring you down to earth.
All right. Force Collector, the highest I'll put is a C.
Absolutely not.
Mid C is
Freaking
what I'm
D,
Absolutely,
bro.
get out.
Absolutely
Get
D.
out. You're not getting an F and
Come
count yourself
on.
lucky. It's going in D tier.
All right.
No.
Absolutely.
Very
Absolutely.
into D tier.
I do
There you
remember
go.
reading this book. I forgot he collects all that random shit and there's all these tiny little short stories in it. And I remember that now. Yeah, okay. This book was not very good. This guy wrote another book though, didn't he? Didn't he write something
No.
else?
No.
No,
a-
he's never been
is it?
heard from again.
No.
Is this the guy that was gonna write the Mandalorian book but never did? Oh, that was Adam
That
Christopher.
was Adam Christopher. Those
That
guys
wasn't
gone.
this guy?
Yeah, he was a
This guy's
robot
just
chicken
gone.
writer, wasn't he?
Who are there's lore behind this. All right, hold on a second. Force Collector, because there was something really important about this that was like so random.
Was he like an actor or something?
Yeah,
Kevin,
I thought he was
Writer?
Kevin
like a-
Shinnick.
Yeah, I
Kevin
thought he was a
Shinnick is this
robot
guy's
chicken
name.
guy or something, right?
Yeah, there's something funny. I gotta remember what this is. Kevin Shinnick. He has an IMDb page. Yeah, he was in Robot Chicken. He was in Robot Chicken. Here's his Wikipedia page. What does it say? Most famously known for working on Robot Chicken, and he was nominated for an Emmy for his work on Mad. Apparently,
Yeah. Didn't write a great book.
Random guy, I forgot. Like there's some connection to Star Wars that I would have to probably look at this whole Wikipedia article to find it. There's like, why did this guy get a book? Nobody knows. Like, I don't think he's ever written a book before. It was weird.
Since.
Yes.
All right,
Here's
go.
the novels.
Just
This is
too
the
much
only
time
book
with
he's
this.
ever written. It's the only book he's ever written on his Wikipedia page.
It's the end of D. You're welcome, Wes.
Book sucks.
You love me. All right.
All right, Eric, you're up.
All right, I'm up. So this next one, Spark of the Resistance. This was one of the first middle grades that I think. Did you guys read this one?
I read this
We
one.
did a quick roundtable on it, I remember.
Yeah. I think it was fun. I'll put it, put in C tier.
What happened in the book? Give me a plot point.
I don't. There were like little fuzzy guys that Ray
Yeah.
met, and she like had to like.
She helped
again. Ray
them-
goes to a planet, does a mission, saves somebody, but it was Justina Ireland. Was it her first Star Wars stuff? I think this is when I realized like, oh, this person's. The story's kind of bland, but the writing's
No memory of
interesting.
this. I have no memory of this. I wonder if I was there for the roundtable. I
Is
may
this
have missed
better?
this one.
Is this book better than Thrawn Treason?
Tier. Yeah, I'd put it above Before the Awakening myself. Sorry, that was very
yeah.
dismissive.
Jesus Christ.
I'm just bringing everybody down to earth and where these rankings have landed. So,
All right.
All right.
That was me. Corey, what's next?
What was
Oh,
this
hell
book
yeah.
called? Yeah, this new book. What was it called? I can't remember.
Resistance
Resistance
Reborn.
Reborn.
Resistance Reborn. I kept wanting to say Rise of the
Yeah.
Resistance. That was the freaking. That was the.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Resistance Reborn. This was okay. I would put it at.
It was okay. What do you think?
I would put it B tier. I think.
I put it A tier, so high on. I think that I also like this is a book that gets better the more of Star Wars that you've read. This is Rebecca Roanhorse. She brought in like Aftermath stuff, Bloodline stuff, Clone Wars stuff, and it was right before Episode 9.
Yeah, I remember all that. It just,
now I'm
Yeah.
jogging my
And it was
memory.
remember that really brutal guy that beat that girl to death? That was in this
Oh,
book.
yeah.
Remember that?
Imperial guy that was a shithead. I remember.
Yeah,
him.
he was like, was he Corellian? That got like a bunch. He was like a mid-level management guy that got drunk on power. He was like the
Yeah,
big
that guy.
bad.
Remember that? I have.
Yeah.
I think. Rise of Skywalker has checkered my opinion of this book, unfortunately.
That's fair.
Yeah, but
I'll take end of A tier for this one.
Okay.
If you want to.
fair.
Yeah. All right. Wes, what do we got next?
Next up is Star Wars Queen's
Hey.
Peril. I really did like this. This was a good book. I thought this was better than Queen's
That's that
Shadow for
trilogy.
sure.
Easy.
Yeah. So we had. Let's see here.
Our quotes on this. So
It is-
Yeah, I would put this in. A. The end of A. Maybe,
I put it in A.
Actually, I think it's fair. It's
Yeah.
definitely the best one of the three.
Yes.
yeah, I put it right there.
Yeah. This one we got a lot. We got a lot of the action sequences that were in. That were in Phantom Menace. So you
Yeah.
kinda-
Oh yeah, the
true.
war.
Yeah.
The torture
Yeah,
of
okay.
Sasha was
Yes,
crazy, and the
yes.
My Chemical Romance concert they went to was in
Yeah,
this
that's
book.
right. Yeah, okay. All that stuff was good. That's true.
Yeah.
All right, Eric.
All right.
you're up.
Eric.
Oh, me. Okay, Shadowfall.
That's the best
The Empire
Squadron
Strikes
book.
Back of Alpha Squadron. This is S tier.
For sure.
Yeah.
I'd say I'd put this
Fourth
up.
Thrawn.
Yep, I put it. Okay, great. I put it before Thrawn's exactly where I'd go. This has the cave scene with Erica Quell and the torture droid dealing with that
Yep.
kind of stuff. I'll let you
Yeah,
remember
that was
that.
That was good.
A lot of great Soren Key stuff. Like this
the best
book.
one. Best one
Yeah.
of the trilogy, I think.
Okay.
I thought it was the best
Oh.
one of the trilogy, didn't
Yeah.
we? Wasn't this the best one, or was the third one the best one? I thought this one was
I
the
like
best
the third one.
I like the third
I
one, but
like
also,
the
I mean, the
payoff.
thing is, they're both incredible.
Yeah, they're both really
I
good.
think
That's
is the point. Like
true.
this, but yeah, right there. God,
was
real
good.
quick, Wes, look at S tier right now.
S tier?
Like going from Bloodline, Catalyst, Shadowfall is like you need therapy. Like, it's like those first
true.
three are
That's true,
tough
for sure.
hangs.
And
Love them though.
then freaking the Rebel Rising's got the genocide stuff in
Oh,
it.
right.
So yeah,
God.
a lot of therapy in S
Thrawn's
tier.
the happy one.
Yeah, S plus is like, all right, so these are really good books. You should read them. S is like, all right, you ready to want to kill yourself? And then we're like, all right, these are some more fun books in A tier. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's exactly what it is.
All right, Corey, what do we got
It's
next?
here. I don't know what's next. I can't see it. There we go. This is the second George Mad book, right?
Dark
Like-
Legends, yeah.
the Dark Legends book. This one was really, really good. I think it would go in the same level. I don't think it was as good as the first one, though, right?
I agree.
Like,
Yeah.
I think it was
Yeah.
good, but it wasn't as good as the first one. Where did we put the first one at?
B tier. I'd put
Oh yeah, there
this.
it goes. I think maybe the
I put
It's
it. Yeah,
pretty
right
good.
there, right after
Sure.
Last Shot. I
Okay.
think.
yeah after a last shot before Queen's Peril.
Yeah.
Or Queen's Shadow. Sorry. Yeah.
Yep.
Sounds good.
You'll get there soon.
I like that.
All right. Wes.
Next up is Poe Dameron Free Fall. I think there was only
Who the hell
two-
is Poe Dameron?
Poe
Did we just
Dameron
address
Poe
that?
Dameron.
I think it was just me and maybe Charles that was doing the roundtable for this one. I can't remember. I know
I
it
was
was
there.
two of us. So it's me
I
and
was-
you, Eric. I think
Yeah, it was me and you.
Yeah.
Me and you did it.
Where were me and Charles?
I don't know.
Cannot remember.
Saving lives or something. I don't know what y'all do.
know.
But
Probably. This cover was trash.
this cover was terrible. If you were trying to
is
sell
the
a book
worst-
based on the
this is
cover,
the
you weren't
worst
getting
Canon
anything.
I
cover.
like it,
I think it's
but
awful.
I understand that it's. I understand that it's objectively bad, but
Yeah.
I like it.
That's fair.
I would put this. Okay, so the backstory on all of this is important, definitely.
Yes.
So I would probably put. I would say this is on at the end of B tier. I think it's somewhere around like Black Spire era, but I don't know. That's where I'm.
That cover's
Yeah.
trash, dude. Put it in C.
Just because
I-
I can't
I
cover.
would say-
Forget about the cover. Forget about the cover.
Yeah.
I don't remember this book at all. I'm not even sure if I read it. To
You
be
probably
honest.
didn't. That's
You
why you
did
weren't
not.
on it.
I don't think you
good.
did. There was cool Kajimi stuff with this, and
Yeah.
the Zori Bliss stuff was very cool.
That sounds familiar, though. That sounds familiar. You sure I
Yeah.
didn't read it? Maybe I just was. I couldn't be there. I don't know.
Maybe there was
What
a
are we
big
looking
fight
at?
at the end with like Zori Bliss's mom
Right.
and stuff.
Like,
yeah, I
that
put it
doesn't
right
sound-
below Lord of the
doesn't
Sith.
sound
I think that's
familiar at all.
fair.
Because there was like absolute instances in this book where you're like, oh, Poe is going to definitely die. Obviously, he's not. But there were just like some very intense like fight scenes with her and Zori,
Yeah.
or with him and Zori, and then Zori's mother before then. And like that's how they got that helmet. And you're like, wow.
Yep.
We'll give you C tier because they gave us the reveal for the helmet. All right.
Yeah. Oh, such a cool helmet.
Me.
All right.
It's up to you,
Yes.
Eric,
Right.
I think.
Oh no, it is me. 'Cause
Okay,
you did
it's
free.
Eric.
You just, yeah. One of you teenies books of the year. Thorn Ascendancy, Chaos Rising. This is S plus.
For sure. I would say for sure S plus.
Yeah.
Ascendancy trilogy is freaking phenomenal.
Yeah.
Not for the faint of heart, I would say.
No,
If you-
and not for the if you don't have a lot of time.
You put some
They're-
work
yeah,
into it.
not if you don't have a lot
Yeah.
of time, and not if you've never read a Star Wars book. I think this
Yes.
is one of the few Star Wars books, really one of the few that I don't think you should read until you've read a handful of Star Wars books. I think it would
Yes.
be really tough to start with this, like straight
Yeah,
up out of
it is
For
like Game of
sure.
Thrones in Star Wars. It really like there's multiple
Yeah,
families,
it
multiple
is.
politics. There's a dramatis personae, which is
Yeah.
awesome and needed. But yeah,
I know.
S plus.
To appreciate it, I think you have to have read some other stuff to appreciate it. You have to at least know the history of the Heir to the Empire trilogy. You have to at least know the backstory behind the Canon Thrawn trilogy. Maybe at least know who Thrawn is in the Rebels TV show. Like, there's like some
Yep.
shit you need to know before you read this one. I
Yeah.
would say.
And
But
then
that
you
doesn't
get to
that
realize
doesn't
it's
mean
amazing.
yeah, that doesn't mean it's not like an Oscar winner, right? I mean, it's
Yep.
still freaking good.
Easy.
Okay. It's fair.
All right.
What we got next?
Skip it.
The
We're skipping
Chinese.
this one? Okay, I don't know what it was.
There's
Sword
a
of the-
there's a sort of there's something. I don't know.
Something.
There's a painstakingly English translation happening on the internet somewhere. I don't know if it's done.
Okay.
We're not doing it. But we're into the High Republic now.
All right, Light of the Jedi. This is S plus a faux show
Yep, S plus. I put it
Congrats.
above Most Wanted myself.
above Most Wanted. I'd put it above Master and Apprentice actually.
All right,
too.
same.
I read
It's
that
my
book
it's
in
my
one
favorite
sitting.
Star Wars books. I'm trying to be like chill, but like
Yeah.
it's my I put it above Dark Disciple, but I can.
Sure.
Trying to be
I'm
chill
happy to
about
put
it.
it
Guys,
there.
we adjusted the first books that you should read first because of
That's
this.
true. That's true. The fact
I
that
think
it's
yeah, I mean, we changed it from the from
Yeah.
the foundational 5 to the for the essential 6 because of this book.
because
That's
of
how
this book.
good
That's
it
true.
was.
It
That's
changed the
true.
fundamental ideas of our site.
That's
All
true.
right.
It did.
Yeah.
All right.
Great job, Corey. Wes.
Next up,
Good.
Test of Courage by Justina Ireland. It's the
Which
the
one
first.
was this?
This is the first YA High Republic book,
Middle
wasn't
grade.
it? Middle grade. Sorry, middle grade. Yeah.
Yep. With Vernestra Rose introduction,
Mhm.
Imri.
Fun
Emery.
read.
Okay, I remember that. I remember that character. He was good. He was okay.
Yeah,
C.
he was okay.
B,
C.
See,
High C. I'd put.
it was a
top.
C plus. Mom,
No.
can I not be grounded?
Yeah. I put top of C. I liked it better than Lord of the Sith. I'd say.
That's all right. I put it there.
Okay.
It's okay.
Yeah. Next
Okay.
up for me, Into the Dark. Claudia Gray's first YA. very fun because this is the one where we interviewed Claudia Gray and we found out that there was a whole other book that was supposed to be written, and then she had to adjust it because of this. And it does read a little like that, which I think brings it down a bit. I still think it's in B tier.
This is the Dringear book, isn't it?
Yeah, the Dringear book.
I thought it was pretty good.
I thought it was
pretty good.
I thought it was.
I thought it was high
one of
B.
the, like, you guys know that I famously can't remember a damn thing about what happens in which book in High Republic, but I can definitely remember all the Dringear stuff for some reason. So it must have stuck with me. So I would actually maybe put it up higher than B, maybe even A, actually.
Okay.
You know what? I will agree with you on the. I liked the
great
the whole hyperspace escape pod things, but like one of the
that was cool.
Yeah,
that weird hyperspace thing. Yeah, that was cool. The whole like take the
Kyber
Sith,
Arch stuff.
Right.
Yeah, the Kyber Arch. So take the Sith statues out of the thing, and
that was cool.
Some good shit in it. I remember.
Yeah. Okay.
It's making me feel nostalgic for High Republic, and not a lot of books able to do that, considering that we all basically hated. Phase 2.
We had some notes.
Yes, it's true. All right, I think
Corey.
I'm up next.
Sir.
Victory's Price. Man, I feel so wild about this book because I picked it up today, literally at Barnes and Noble, and looked at it.
All right.
And like a Utini quote is printed in yellow on the back of this book. It's very hard for me to not rank this really high for that alone, because that is just like so important to me personally. Like. Really wild stuff. S tier, I think, is absolutely
that ending
also just a brilliant ending to this trilogy.
Yeah,
definitely the strongest trilogy in canon. I'd put it higher than that one. Yeah, right there is pretty good.
Yeah, I think right above Shadowfall and S tier. Like they're just so good together.
Yeah,
truly masterpieces.
It was great. All right, Wes.
Next up, Thrawn Ascendancy Greater Good. So this was book 2, right? Book 2 of the
Yeah. I don't remember what the best of the trilogy was, though.
This is S or A to me. I think this was the weakest one.
Me too.
Yeah, I think so too. It wasn't the I don't remember the ending being amazing either. Maybe the first one was the most brilliant one, but it didn't end as strong. So I think it's fair. Probably S tier.
Towards the end of S tier.
The end of S tier is cool. Yeah, I think that's good.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, next for me.
Some arguments in the chat trying to put it in S+, but I could definitely see this being one of those books that like it really hit people hard, I feel like. But the whole trilogy, if you appreciate each individual book by itself, I think it's hard to say that this one is as good as the first one. Yeah,
I agree. Rising Storm. I mean, for me, this is S+, maybe the end of S+ for me. I mean, this and Light of the Jedi go back and forth for me so much. And, like, spoilers for Rising Storm here, real quick. Again, skip ahead 15, 30 seconds. Like, Loden's fate at the end of Rising Storm kind of changed the trajectory of Star Wars books, of being able to think, oh, this is possible, oh my god, and it kind of added weight to the whole High Republic. And I think the Battle of Valo, the way Kevin wrote it, is still, I think, just masterful. So I'm willing to put it wherever in that tier, but I leave where it goes up to you guys.
I would say the beginning of S tier.
I would also say the beginning of S tier, actually. I think this is one of my hot takes, I think, about the High Republic, actually, is that the Rising Storm and Fallen Star, actually, are both fell completely flat compared to the Light of the Jedi.
Oh, man. I mean, we'll talk about Fallen Star in a second.
Yeah, I thought they were both good, but, like, Light of the Jedi genuinely, like, knocked my socks off. I was like, this is one of the best Star Wars books ever written.
Life-changing, yeah.
Like, it's at the bar so high that even these other adult novels, I couldn't get away from the fact that it wasn't Light of the Jedi. So yeah, but I'm in a minority big time for that.
All right. So Corey, you're next.
Book? What's it called? I can't.
Race to Crash Point Tower.
Race to Crash Point Tower. What happened in this book?
They raced. Crash.
I remember
during the Battle of Valo. Ram Jamaram's in this one.
I remember zero about this book. Genuinely zero.
I enjoyed it decently. I'd put it at the end of B tier. It's where you learn about Ram. He learns about like his jet. He uses the Force by using machines. There's like a big beastie that they fight. Like it's a fun middle grade DJO kind of.
Is this better than Rise or better than Test of Courage?
I think so.
I would.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know. I don't have a strong enough opinion. I think it should. I genuinely don't remember this book at all. I'm not sure if I even read it, to be honest. I think I did. I'm pretty sure I read everything in phase 1. I think I did, but I don't remember this book at all. So Anyway, I would put it in
All right.
C tier. Not a single. I remember Ram Jaram, and I remember the machine stuff, but I don't remember them fighting.
We'll do top of C. Top of C.
Okay,
All right,
I'm
it's
good with that.
fair. It's fair.
all right.
All right,
All right, Wes.
Wes.
Next one is Out of the Shadows. So another Star Wars High Republic. Oh, obviously they will be because most of them are. These are in
Here on out,
order.
yeah.
So Out of the Shadows.
happened in this one?
Vernestra Row as well. This is YA novel, correct?
Yep. This is
wow.
Avon Staros. This is
Yeah.
with and her mom is the senator that's sleeping with Marquion Rowe, and they build the gravity well stuff.
Yeah,
I didn't really care for this one too much.
Yeah, it was okay. I remember that. I remember those plot points, but that's kind of all. I think this was the first one that all of us were kind of like, this book was okay, but didn't really.
Yeah, I'd still put it in C tier though.
Yeah,
I'd still like
C as well.
Yeah, I put it above Free Fall. I think is where I'd end.
Above Free
Yeah, okay.
Fall.
After Lords of
Yeah.
the Sith. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Okay.
See, that seems right.
All right.
I think Ahsoka should be higher up then.
I think so too. We should revisit though.
like
All
that.
right.
Fuck.
Okay.
I know.
Maybe that'll be next week's show. Is reorganizing all of our picks.
Believe
I
you,
know.
Wes. All right.
All right, next. Okay, Tempest Runner. So Corey said this was your favorite audio drama. I think this did some great stuff for Lorna D. It was a really fun listen. I can agree that it should be above Dooku after thinking more about it. I'm willing to put it at the beginning of B tier or end of A tier.
I think beginning of B is perfectly fine. This was
Okay.
not nearly as liked by everybody else either, which I think has to go into account. But I liked it.
But
So
I'll
much
give it that.
coughing. Star Wars bronchitis is what we called it.
Yeah.
So
I-
much coughing.
I would say Dooku Jedi Lost is above Tempest Runner for sure.
Okay.
I would say
All
it'd be
right.
like this.
I would
All
be
right.
willing to concede that. I would be willing
Great.
to concede that. I loved Tempest Runner as well, Stephanie, like
Yeah.
in our chat. Like, I thought it was really, really good.
Yeah.
I thought it was it's been my favorite of all the audiobooks so far. I loved all of the the voice modulation. This book had a lot of voice modulation in
Yeah.
the characters and stuff. It
But
made it
there
a little
were
hard
some
to hear.
Twi'leks that sounded very similar,
Yes.
which was
That
one of my
was
notes
tough.
on it. Like I needed the script to realize
that
who was who.
tough.
Yeah,
But still
yeah,
fun.
that's fair. All right, I'm
Um,
next. What was
yep.
this book?
Light
Oh,
Day
yeah.
Treasury.
Like-
Another.
Yes, the Christmas one.
Yeah.
I don't think I read this actually. I don't think
This
I read
was
book.
nice. This was I think it's between Myths and
is it-
Fables and Dark Legends. I think.
Okay, maybe after Aftermath.
Yeah. I'm good
After-
with that.
after-
Last Shot? There's-
Aftermath?
Surely it's not. Surely it's not better than Last Shot.
I think it's more okay. Okay, sure. I'll give you that.
Okay, I don't remember it though. I
Don't
haven't
call
read
give you
this
that.
book.
Don't call me Shirley. All right.
All right, Wes.
Um,
Ooh, Wes. Here we go.
Okay, so I get to rank this one. So Ronan, this book was way too smart for me. I got the first couple chapters because I watched the cartoon, that gave me the background. I had to ask.
Oh man, that's
all
funny,
right.
dude.
This is D for too dumb to read this book.
Dude, that's actually it's a pretty good summary of the book though. Too smart for me, just in general, like for anybody, because like I think you got this is not a very good first Star Wars book to read. Can you imagine like I'm thinking about reading a Star Wars book, and this is the one you pick up.
But also, more Star Wars books won't necessarily help you understand this one.
That's
I
correct.
definitely had to lean on Tom for a lot of these references,
Yeah.
which helped immensely. But as I was reading it by myself, not being able to ask questions, which I should have
Yeah.
gone to the Discord, damn it, but I never did. So it's hard if you don't have kind of reference to go to or somebody to help out. But the Discord would be
end of
perfect
B.
to
I
ask
think is
questions
perfectly
for.
fine.
Yeah,
I put it
probably a little higher.
I'd put it higher in B. So can we do between?
More or less.
Yeah. Can we do
okay.
after Aftermath? Is that okay?
Yeah, sounds
We like
fine.
yeah, because this
I will say that
experience of the book is so interesting.
I do like the originality. So
Yeah.
definitely
very
the
original. The
yeah.
author was great. Miyako Candon was great.
Yep. Best interview we've done still, I think, pretty
yeah,
easily.
still, I think so. It was really good.
God,
interview. She was a lot of fun.
Awesome. All right, what do I got next? All right, Thrawn Ascendancy, Lesser Evil. Just nailing the end of the trilogy. A true epic. I don't think it's S plus, but I'm willing to be swayed. I think it's. I would personally put it behind Shadowfall myself. I thought it was good, but
Shadowfall.
I don't know. I'm open though.
It's hard to say. I'm trying to remember how how this trilogy wrapped up. There was
Yeah,
the
'cause it
whole
was
matriarchy thing was really good.
Yeah.
What else
I can't
happened?
recall all of it, but I also don't think that's a slight because
Yeah,
like
there was
I read a
some-
lot of books.
I think it was a little disappointing. This is a minor spoiler. It was a little disappointing because like we felt like it was going to be a huge Grisk thing, and then there wasn't. They just blew
Yeah.
right past it. You remember? Like
Yeah.
it
What's
Charles was blown away at this, and Charles was like, "What'd you think, Wes? What'd you think?" And then he told me about the grist, and I was like, "I don't know who the Grisks are." Is
Oh,
that
yeah,
is that
right.
a big thing. Because I
yes,
hadn't read the
massive.
last two after Star Wars Thrawn, so
Yeah.
so I didn't really.
I think it's
for
an
me.
excellent book, but I'd put it above OG Thrawn,
Okay.
but under Shadowfall.
yeah, I probably would too, and I still would say that Thrawn's one of my top 5 books of all time, and I think this was objectively better of a book than Thrawn. So yeah.
That's it. That's also very interesting because you can have a book you think is better, but objectively knowing like this craft of this is so good.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that's fine.
Just gonna enjoy it. I mean, there's a lot of sort of
Yeah.
elementary plot points in the Thrawn book, I think, that are kind of,
Yeah.
Zahn was still getting his canon feet wet, I think. So, but
Mhm.
this is like freaking. This is his, his
Opus.
masterpiece. Yeah, his
Yeah.
opus is a great word for it. Like
Yeah.
this trilogy was just like probably the best books that Timothy Zahn has ever written and maybe ever will
Yep.
write. Like straight up. So
Yep. He was writing it like they might never let me write another Star Wars book. This is it.
This is the
I'm doing
this
it.
This is
That's a
the
good
lore that
sales
I've been
pitch,
thinking
too.
about for it is. This is lore I've been thinking about for like literally 30 years. Like
Yep.
yeah.
Hundo
Good
Peep.
shit. Good shit.
All right, almost there.
My turn. Another book I don't
Oh.
remember.
What was
was
this
this
one
book?
called?
Mission to Disaster or Mission.
Mission to Disaster. Yeah, we're
Yeah.
in wave 3 of phase 1. This
Sorry
was
about
the
Just don't remember this at all. What happened?
It was another. It's just another mission book with the middle grade. This one, we were talking about meta books earlier, right? Where the meta-ness takes away. This one had the release was messed up with the
Oh,
ebook
yeah,
and the
yeah,
physical,
yeah.
so it was out of order, and we didn't know when to
They-
read it.
Yeah, this it spoils shit about Fallen
Fallen
Star,
Star.
doesn't it? And it was weird. This is
Yeah.
when we first started doubting our publishing order, which we've
Yeah.
recently rebuilt on.
They can't
Sci-Fi
possibly not know
Lady.
where it's going. No, it's a one-off. It's just a one-off. That's all it is.
Yeah. Our I don't really talk about this on the show, but our High Republic order on our website now is completely custom now. I don't know if anybody's noticed
Yep.
that before, but we no longer recommend reading in publishing order because of books like this.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'd put it. I think I'd actually put it though, just for a fun read. I think I'd put it above Out of the Shadows though. Yeah, actually, maybe right there. Maybe just like they might just be bam, bam, bam.
Yeah, maybe.
Honestly,
Yeah,
like-
that's fine. That's fine. I don't.
They're
care.
very similar reads.
These books are not necessary for the read.
Yeah.
They said they
They're just
are,
fun.
but they're not actually.
No.
Yeah,
But here's the thing: they lied.
that's right. a lot about many things.
Yeah.
All right, Wes.
All right,
Okay.
let's do this one. Let's do this.
The High Republic, the Fallen Star. Fallen Star for me. Oh boy, I want to say I think it's definitely better than a Rising Storm, so I have to put it in S plus tier. Where in S plus
Yeah.
tier this goes? I'm gonna say after Master and Apprentice.
I agree
I would
with you there.
argue. I would argue S. Pretty hard. I don't think this
Okay.
book is on the same level as
I
the other books in S
I
plus.
remember you
tier.
saying that, but I don't agree with you.
I don't agree. This is the only time I have, because this was one of those books.
Oh
it
yeah,
came
you cried. I remember you
Yeah,
talking
I-
about that. You're like, guys, I am crying like a little
I
baby right now. This book
physically-
is so good.
Like it was like, oh, I cried reading this book. Like actual tears, like heaving out of my body, happening as I read this. And I remember finishing it because this was one of the ones where like I got it very late before the review, so I had to read it in like 2 days, which is very rare. Our amazing folks at Penguin Random House Worlds, love you, are usually very good about giving our review team some time. And I had to go through this, and it was so easy to read. And then the ending, I remember that moment just like heaved me. So I'm with Wes. I'll put it after Master and Apprentice in that S plus.
I didn't care about any of that at all. This book did not emotionally affect me at all. I was just like, all right, all these characters are dead now. Let's move on. It's so
And guess
weird.
what? Corey does medicine for you, listeners. He is your doctor.
Maybe I'm just numb to death at this point.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what it is. It's pretty,
Yeah,
it's
we don't
pretty
have to
messed
read
up.
into that.
It's pretty messed up.
Ooh, okay. This next one, also a very divisive one, I think, maybe among us. Midnight Horizon. This was one of my favorites. I would put it S tier, but I know that if some folks didn't read High Republic Adventures, You don't necessarily have that tight connection with it. I would probably put it personally how I experienced it below Shadowfall, but I'm willing to hear where y'all want to put it.
That's fine. I think it's fine. Below Shadowfall is fine. It was okay. It's no way it's better than the Thrawn book. There's no
Yeah,
way.
I thought it
No,
was.
you can put it below that. I mean, yeah, it's
Oh,
fine. I mean,
Rebel
you're objectively
Rising?
wrong.
Dude, Rebel Rising is fantastic. There's no way it's better than Rebel
All right.
Rising.
End of S then. I'm good with
Yeah.
that.
It was
Okay.
divisive amongst us, I remember,
Yeah.
right? Like you loved it and the rest of us were not as warm about
Yeah.
it, I feel like. Yeah.
All right, I'm good with
I
that.
don't remember much about it. Okay.
Uh,
I'm up
Corey?
next, I think, right?
Corey.
Almost-
There you
almost
go.
done Here.
Take this
Queen's
next one.
Hope. Speaking of books
Yours.
that we're divisive about,
We weren't really
I think
divisive about it, were we?
it's been a long time since we've talked about it, so I think it's fair that we can kind of look back on the experience and talk about it a little differently, maybe when we did when it first came out, because we always
Yeah.
want to encourage people to read the books and have good
Mhm.
things to say about them. I think it's fair to say that we all basically despise this book.
Yeah, it so much in the way
is a harsh word.
that's hard.
Is it though?
So-
Is it though? I don't actually think it is.
I don't know
I
that
genuinely
I
think I despise
despised
this
it.
book. It was terrible. It was
Rise of
absolutely terrible.
Skywalker really colored the sequel trilogy for me. That was my favorite trilogy. Queen's Hope was probably one of my most anticipated books of the year, and now it retroactively colored the trilogy for me.
It did.
Because I think it was such a
It
miss.
did. The way that
Yeah.
the author discussed Anakin as if he was this, like, it was very harsh in the way it
Yeah.
described their relationship.
that
I
way.
just
And it
totally
read that
disagreed
way.
with. It felt weird. It was just,
Yeah.
it sucks.
I put it
The
above.
cover
I put it
was-
above Battlefront Twilight Company though, because I could
I
still
would
read this
too.
one and
Yeah.
and
Also,
Canto Bite, frankly.
aren't we quoted on the back of this book as
No.
well?
We're
no,
not.
wasn't this one?
Our review. No, we're on back to Queen's Peril. Queen's Hope. We were
okay.
not as
Yeah.
kind to.
Thank God, because we didn't have anything good to say about it. Our review probably was a little better for it, but like,
Yeah.
there was a lot of
Again,
things that made me uncomfortable.
finish
About
the
this.
trilogy,
This
but,
book,
yeah.
this book turned me off of E.K. Johnson entirely. Actually, like
Mhm.
as cruel and horrible as that sounds, like I am
Yeah.
genuinely not looking forward to the E.K. book that we're about to read.
Crimson
Like,
Climb. Yeah.
as much as that freaking sucks, and I kind of aired my woes about that.
Yeah. It's the redemption arc we need now because it was a letdown.
It was. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, Wes. Do we get better? We do.
Star
Excellent.
Wars Brotherhood by Mike Chin.
Car
where
Sex, the
do
book.
we put this?
Car Sex. That
yeah,
was this
I would
book.
put.
That was-
Yeah. This book was very good. So
Yes.
when I'm, but as I look at these books that are in S tier and A tier, it's not an ultimate book. I would put it in S tier. No, I would put it in A
I'd
tier.
go
I
A.
would put it
Yeah,
in
I'd go A.
like in the top tier of A, top column of A tier.
I'm good with that.
What do you think?
I put it below Alphabet
tier.
Squadron personally.
Okay. I just
But I think it
love
was
that we
good.
got Anakin and we got Obi-Wan again, and
Yes.
but the ending was great. I mean, we got the adventures that we wanted to get. We got the what is it?
Oh,
Don't worry about the
Rue
stuff that happened on Rue
Oh, you
Cornham.
can't remember, do you? Rogue Cornum. Awesome character.
Yeah, Rogue
Awesome
was a great character. This book was pretty good. Now that I remember it.
Yeah,
I think
it was
it's
really fun.
I think it's probably after Alphabet, though. I would say.
Yeah, after Alphabet.
Okay, yeah.
Maybe after Phasma too. I
That
think
stuff
actually.
on
Yeah,
Canon
yeah,
and
right
Moidia
there
was
as
in
well.
there.
Yep, right there.
Remember all the cover issues that this book had? It had
Yeah, it
like
was kinda rough.
lightsabers were all wrong. And
Yeah.
like, it was
Still
like
a rough cover, man.
Yeah,
it's not a
it's
good cover.
terrible. Oh yeah, it's the screen. Someone traced the screen grab
Yeah.
from Attack of the Clones. Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's just a
terrible cover.
publicity shot, airbrushed.
Terrible cover.
Not great.
Do better, Star Wars.
All
Do
right,
better.
next. Star Wars. Tale of Jedi and Sith. This was like a short story, somewhat YA stuff. Jake Bartok on the cover. Shout out, Jake. Love you. You rock. I didn't read too much of this, honestly. I can't even say I read it.
I would
This is a
say
haven't
don't-
read,
yeah,
honestly.
did not
Yeah,
read. I
me
would say
neither.
as well. I didn't.
Haven't
read.
read.
Haven't read.
Put it in.
Yeah.
Haven't read. Then
Straight
I
up.
guess- Yep.
In the top of haven't read. No.
Skip to the next one then.
So yeah, in that case, I'll do Shadow of the Sith. Very interesting. The book is too long.
Way too long. Should've
Way
been a
too long.
trilogy.
I'd put it in, but I mean, started off with some truly masterpiece level qualities. I think in this top of the book, got a bit lost in itself. I'd put it in like the middle of B tier.
Okay.
I think.
After Inferno Squad.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for me.
that's fair.
Okay.
I think that's fair. That's fine.
Yeah, a lot of
was
potential,
fine.
but needs some editing.
Yeah, for sure.
which was a couple books in this era. I feel like we're like, that's good. We needed a little more editing on that one.
Oof, Padawan. Oh man.
Okay, this is a rough stretch.
This is a rough stretch. Yeah,
Sorry.
for sure. Padawan was not very good.
No, I did not enjoy
Did
Padawan.
not like this book at all. I remember I was reading this and we're like, what the hell did we just read? Also, the cover is also trash.
Yeah, I was not a fan of that cover.
Oh man, I know that's really brutal, but like this cover and Free Fall covers are genuinely the worst Canon covers. I think.
Should we put them next to each other in C tier?
Yeah,
Free
put
Fall
them next
was-
so we can see how bad they are
I mean,
together.
legitimately,
Not bad.
like, I think I liked it better than Free Fall though.
Did
I
you?
think the Obi-Wan stuff was written a little better, but
It's fine.
That's
He's
fine.
just so freaking annoying in this book. Like,
yeah,
Obi-Wan,
he's a
Doesn't
baby
make-
boy.
awful. Yeah.
Ooh, we got some Padawan love in the chat though.
That's
Again,
true.
I love the dissension.
Yeah.
All right,
so
Wes?
the Princess and the Scoundrel, the Halcyon sales pitch.
Yeah.
So
I like this book. I like this book a lot.
this one. I
was
thought it was
good.
okay.
It's okay. Okay, it wasn't amazing, wasn't great.
Yeah,
but
I put it at the top of
pretty good.
C tier. I put it before the High Republic White
I'd go
middle
higher
grade
than that.
novels.
I'd go. Yeah, I'd go higher. I'd go in B.
Okay.
I put it in B as well. Maybe around Shadow of Sith, Queen Shadow.
Yeah. I'm good for either before or after Shadow of the Sith.
Let's say before.
Yeah,
Yeah, that works.
Okay.
That works. I like
that
it
works.
there.
That works.
It was pretty good. It's
Okay.
pretty good. Didn't feel. It felt a little walled in, like by the
Yep.
constraints of writing for the hotel.
Yeah.
But still,
It
it also
felt-
feels weird considering they're shutting that damn thing down now. So.
Yeah.
It's very odd about their honeymoon, and they just like
Yeah.
right when they get to go somewhere for their honeymoon, they split up for
Yeah.
hours.
Well, but I will say, I did like the Han and Leia relationship in there. I think I said it on our round
Yeah.
table. It's the first time I got them because I think it was very much we did not date and now we're married, but I
Mhm.
love you, and I think that was interesting. And it gave us the Leia wedding dress, which is gorgeous. But here's where we're gonna piss off everybody. Okay, everyone. Passive Deceit. This book is loved by so many people in this chat, in this community. I don't think any of us really liked it.
Nope. I hated this book.
I put it in C tier.
Which
I'm
one was
leaving.
Path of Deceit? Path of
Path of
Deceit.
Deceit. It's the
It's
first
the
one.
mother,
Is
the
the
introduction
first
of
one?
Marta Kevmo. Yeah, it's the
Okay.
first one.
Okay.
Book
Okay.
had
I
a
put
lot
it
of
in C
religious
tier.
trauma in it for me when I got really triggered by that and just didn't like it. Oh man, I despised it. I really didn't like it. And
I would put it above Lord of the Sith, though.
Yeah.
We had a measured
Let's put it
conversation
above
about
them.
it on a round table. It was good. We had a measured conversation. That's the point.
Oh my God, so many S pluses in the chat right
You
now.
know,
I'm
all these
sorry.
people sharpening
I'm
their axe.
sorry.
I know. We're wrong. I'm willing to be wrong. It's fine.
I'm willing to be wrong. I'm willing to be wrong.
This is why we have a professional review team at Utini, and we're just a couple of assholes that do a podcast. all
We-
right?
Exactly.
Because-
definitely do a follow up to this with Charles and just rearrange all this shit next week to like go
Absolutely.
over what we
Seriously.
put on here.
Oh yeah, Charles, noted lover of High Republic Phase 2.
That's true.
Absolutely. All right, we only have 2 more in this tier list, and then we'll finish up.
Quest of the Hidden City.
I really dug that. Solandra Show as Shield of the Jedi. I think she was really cool. I'd put this B tier.
That's fine. It was fine.
I actually put it above Life Day Treasury. I
Okay.
think it's George Mann writing a little stronger.
That's
really
true.
fun.
What's the last? Is that the one that had the? No, that's the last one. Convergence. That was
Convergence
next?
is last
Divergence
one.
is our last one now.
Convergence. What's the other one?
Cataclysm. Cataclysm was
Cataclysm,
better than
Jesus.
Convergence.
I thought Convergence was the better one. Convergence was
Okay.
the one about the princess and the. What's
The
guy's
marriage.
name?
Yeah, the marriage between the
guy-
two.
Yeah, okay, who was the guy that was really lovable? What's his name?
Axel Greylark.
Axel. This is his book, right? This is the Axel book.
Yeah, it's the first Axel book.
Yeah, okay. I
And-
thought this one was. I thought this one was
Yeah,
better than.
I really liked Convergence overall.
I thought Convergence was better than Cataclysm this
Okay. What
is
if
the only book in Phase 2 that I would even put in the camp of like. If the scale is this book,
Wow.
Corey can tolerate it. This is the only one in the tolerating side
right.
of the equation.
I don't know.
So-
After I read the last book in Phase 2, like
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that I want to read any of the other books that were before that because all I need to do is read that last book to let me
That's
know what's
true.
going
It
on.
sums it all up for you really nicely.
But
in,
it's
like,
not on
4
this
pages,
list, so I can't have that. I have this
I know.
future information that I shouldn't be sharing, right? So,
End of B tier then? Is that fair? I think actually where
That's
you have
fine
it now
with me.
accidentally.
yeah,
That's
I mean,
fine. That's fine.
And that's all we
where I
have in
put it.
this tier. So of
this-
course that ends at Convergence. So we didn't get to put in like Phase 2 High Republic mainly. And that's like most of the stuff that's come out since
That's
then.
fine. We're just gonna piss everybody off with what we say about it anyway at this
Yeah.
point. So
Yeah,
I'm fine with that. Also, what did it mean for this to be a 2-hour podcast?
Yeah, sorry.
Jesus.
Yeah. But also, Wes, we should do so. Save this image and we'll tweet it out.
Oh,
On
God.
let's tweet it out on Friday. Let's tweet it out on
Alright.
Friday and let me,
Oh
we don't
my
want to
God,
spoil it
with
for
the
anybody.
pitchforks. Are you sure we
Yeah.
don't need to adjust any of it before we publicly make this public to people that are gonna see it? I mean, Jesus.
Nah, we'll see. I think we're good. I like
I'll-
our guts.
We'll preface this saying we didn't make any edits after we put it in there. We're trying to make sure we got everything in within 2 hours. We had some commentary here and there, but we just put them. We're like, yeah, that seems okay. That seems right. We didn't go in and refine it yet.
True.
So
Yeah.
We're still
And
gonna get
remember, if you-
roasted. I welcome it though. I welcome
If you
the
don't
roasted.
like what we said, remember our names are spelled CHARLES.
Yeah, that's right.
Um,
This is all Charles is doing. Just remember.
Yeah.
Sounds
But
good.
this was a lot of fun. We haven't done a tier ranking before. We've been talking about it for a while, so we'll definitely do more of these. This was a freaking blast, and it made me
was
remember
fun.
like how much we've really loved a lot of these books, and how excited we are to get back to these S+ heights.
yeah,
It
this
looks,
Um,
it looks a lot. It looks like there's more books now that they're on the thing too.
Yes.
It
yeah,
looks like-
absolutely.
it's a good visual representation too of what we can talk about instead of just. I know the people that are listening to audio might be a little difficult to read, but you know, we should probably you could print this out poster size with you, and then drive with it, and then just refer
Don't
back
do
to it
that.
every once in a while.
Don't do
do
that.
that.
Don't tell people to
That's
do
it.
that. Wes, what the hell's wrong with you?
you?
Wear your seatbelts, people. Don't drink and drive. Jesus.
Tape it on your windshield so you can look at it as
He
you're driving.
sold
That's
the
untrue.
windshield. Okay.
That's right.
All right.
That's right.
All right. Well, I think that's about all the craziness we're gonna hit you with tonight. Thanks to all of you for hanging out and telling us how right we were, and most importantly, how wrong we were. We're very excited to do more of these, and who knows what this list looks like in the next year. Tons of great books coming out, but for now, that is our thoughts. Tell us yours in the comments. And that'll do it for this week's episode of The Living Force. If you support us on Patreon, thank you so much. A special thank you to Brian Dooley, Earl Q, Carl Stander, Zach W, Michael Fry, and Raymond Bazinski on our Jedi High Council, and James T, Ashley Ingalls, Colton Fife, and Chris Carrizo on our Alliance High Command. You can find us on Twitter at Eric Eilerson, at Corey M. Helden, at Boss West, and at Living Force Pod. A special thank you to Matt Davenport, our amazing editor, Ryan, our graphic designer extraordinaire, and Wes, our producer and community manager. Thank you to Corey and Wes for piling with me tonight. Thanks to all of you for hanging out and helping us out with these rankings. And as always, may the Force be with you.